for clicking on the video. This is going to be another episode of Reforge Gaming News, and we are covering the Lost Ark store today. I'm going to go in the store. We're going to break it down. Every item, the currencies. Is it pay to win? This is a common question we've been getting. Right here at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to break down the currencies for you in a very quick update, a Reforge update, so that way you can get sort of a breakdown of exactly what it looks like. If you enjoy streams like this, talk shows, discussions, make sure you're here for the live back and forth. Hit that subscribe button, the bell button, so you're here. And right here at the beginning, we do a very, very quick segment for our updates channel. That way you can know the basic information about what we're going to discuss. This is a Reforge update. The Lost Ark store is in the sights of many people as the game has not yet officially launched for everybody as a free-to-play game. The founders, the people who bought Founders Packs, are able to jump in and play right now. I'm recording this on February the 9th. The game officially releases in the West on February 11th, free to play for all. And many people are eyeing the store and saying, is this pay to win? What is going on with the store? We've heard things. I'm going to break down as much as I can for you, relying on a GameGrin.com article that broke down the various currencies, because it can be a little confusing. If you like this update, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss my upload. So the first currency in the game is silver, which has nothing to do with the store. That's sort of the base soft currency. You're getting showered with it all the time. It cannot be purchased with real money, and it cannot be used in the currency exchange in the store. So silver is basically just like what you're using and getting all throughout the world. Next in the list of currencies is gold. Now, this is a premium soft currency. It is earned in-game, although it's not nearly as abundant as silver. It's gained from completing things like quest raids. It is the primary currency in the in-game auction house, and you use it for honing gear to reach higher tier levels or repairing high tier level skill tools. Gold can also be used to purchase the next currency on the list, crystals. So when you're in the store, you can actually click on currency exchange, and that will enable you to do that. So crystals, there's two types of crystals. First, just the basic crystals. They're kind of purplish, bluish. They can be earned in-game when completing certain quests and achievements. However, you will not earn a great deal of them in your playtime. The primary acquisition source is likely the currency exchange, where you can use gold to purchase these crystals. Now, this may lead to some players to purchase royal crystals with real-life money. That's not the same as a normal crystal. So the royal crystals are different, and I'll get to that in a moment. So they may do that to exchange for gold and then exchange the gold to get more crystals, which can be tedious. You can also use royal crystals to buy like a crystals like bundle as well. Crystals are the primary currency used for the Crystalline Aura, which is a subscription service item. Now, this is still not a pay-to-win feature, but more of like unlocking convenience features. If you think about like Elder Scrolls Online with the crafting bag, this is something that many people are going to feel that they're going to want. It's a 30-day account-bound item, meaning that all characters on your roster benefit from the following. Triport cost is now free. That's the ability to teleport between locations. The ocean liner costs are halved. You get extra rapport action, so you're leveling up your rapport with NPCs faster. Life energy recovers 10% faster. This is your resource when performing life skills like fishing or hunting. 2 more Bifrost slots. Your Song of Return cooldown is halved. This is kind of like the way that you teleport directly to a save location, usually a city. You like sing a little song. Stronghold research, crafting, and dispatch items are reduced by 10%. Your pet functions unlock, such as holding items in their inventory and running off to sell items, so the pet does a little bit more for you. Now, all of these are convenience. They're not necessarily power in the world, but they certainly make things a little bit smoother for you, and they last for 30 days. None of those things are going to translate into power against another player. And again, rapport going up quicker, somebody might consider that, but again, that's not going to give you an in-game advantage over other players. Now, crystals can be used within something called Mari's Secret Store. So if you're looking at the store there in the sample, it's where my cursor is going up and down. So Mari's Secret Store is like a rolling timed rotation. It offers upgrade materials used in upgrading your gear in the end game, and some may see this as pay to win or pay to skip, because you could buy everything and jump ahead of the curve by upgrading your gear beyond a breaking point or allowing you to access more content. So certainly you could throw a lot of money at the upgrade materials and skip some of the grinding and farming of getting those materials to upgrade your gear. Again, you have to consider the PvP elements are equalized, so that's not necessarily going to do anything for you in a player versus player environment. In addition to the crystals, there are royal crystals, and this is the only currency that can be purchased using real money. So down here in the corner, if I click buy, it pops up and I can buy royal crystals in the amount of 1,000, 2,200, 5,750, or 12,000, and you get bonuses the higher you go, obviously. Now, this is used to buy cosmetics, mounts, crystal bundles. If you want some of the flashier in-game items like a cloud to float on, different types of mounts and things like that, you will need to spend real money to get those. Now, right now there's no skins in the store for whatever reason, but there are plenty of mounts in here as well. Some people got mounts with their founder packages. We got a platinum founder package from the developers. We're very grateful to that, just to kind of showcase everything. And we got some crazy three-headed like dog wolf thing. It's like red. It's pretty cool. So is the game pay to win? What kind of impact will this have on players if you spend lots of money? Well, for player versus player content, there's nothing you can do to get an advantage because gear is normalized and equalized. Everyone's on a level playing field, and any gear level discrepancies outside of PvP do not come into play. So you cannot buy yourself to a win. You cannot buy yourself to be powerful than other players in the player versus player environment. Now, in the player versus environment content, PvE, okay, players will have a slight edge as they'll be able to access additional content ahead of those on the normal gear grind, things refreshing quicker, stuff like that. You can buy the upgrade materials. However, most of this is just either convenience or paying to sort of skip ahead or minimize how much they have to grind, not having any effect on PvP, merely shortening the length of certain grinds and essentially shortcuts or pay not to play. You have to decide whether or not you think it's worth it, whether or not you think that's bad or wrong. You can let us know in the comments below. As always, this has been a Reforge update, and we'll see you in the next one. And I'll see the rest of you right now. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Want to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously, the store, the currencies, and everything about it is a significant debate point. This is not a new thing. Anytime there's microtransactions in a game, this becomes a hot topic. People are like, what on earth? Like, why can I buy? Why can I do this? What exactly is that going to translate to in the game's internal power economy? Is it going to create a difference between players who are spending and not spending, the haves and the have-nots? What sort of impact is this going to have on the game? Obviously, I don't think it's pay to win. They could institute new things later on down the line. I didn't get an email about my stream going live. That's great. Good morning. This was the thrust of all my main questions yesterday, so I'm glad to see you cover it today. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the game right now and happy to answer any questions that you guys have. As far as I can tell, I've looked at all of it. I think the only thing I'm not too fond of is how many different currencies there are. I think that can get a little confusing. Basically, earnable currencies are the purple crystals and gold, and then if you want to buy currency, it's the white ones. That's the royal crystals. I think the email actually just finally went out. There it is. You're now live on your channel. Okay, it took a minute. So not sure why that was staggered. If you haven't hit the like button yet this morning, please do so. Smash the like button. Make sure you're on live chat. And don't forget all the various ways to support the channel. 80s Tees, still a great sponsor of the channel. Always wearing different shirts there. Got an Italian Stallion shirt on today. And they got a great collection over there. Use code Lono for 30% off. Don't forget our great Displate sponsor. The brand new sponsor recently announced Gunner Optics. Use the glasses command. That way I can get credit if you buy any. And then the coffee down into like the final 80 bags of the Frickmas roast. So get fricked in February. Use code GETFRICK to get 20% off anytime you order the holiday blend as we are moving through that inventory in February. I usually throw down some extra money for new games, but seeing that many different kinds of currency overwhelmed me and I closed out the store. Right. Let's see here. Lost Ark Store. Would you or have you... let's do this. Have you spent real money Would you? Yes or no? I'm curious. With the current store, Lost Ark store, have you spent real money or would you spend real money? So even if you don't have the game or you're not going to play the game, I'm curious if you would go in here and, you know, buy a mount or a skin, or maybe you don't want to grind for the upgrade currencies in her little shop here, Mari's secret shop over here, right? They got, you know, these things that you're going to use for you know, rounding out your gear. That's basically a shortcut, right? It increases the gear's honing success rate. So this is stuff that you're going to use for honing. So that's enhancement. And then over here we have trade stuff. So legendary card packs, buff battle item chest. Contains one buff battle item of your choice. The legendary rapport chest. Again, this is going to give you the ability to increase rapport with the NPCs quicker. I had no idea what anything did in the store. I mean, I will readily admit that when I looked at this yesterday, I was like, I don't know what half this stuff even does. Some of it doesn't even make any sense. Like, you read the descriptions and you're like, okay. What I think, if you want my sort of like flyover opinion, until you're in the end game, I don't think some of this stuff's going to make any sense to you, right? Once you're in the end game and you're trying to do the end game things, whether you're honing your material or grinding or whatever, that's when you're going to feel that sense of like, okay, some of these things might be worth spending money on, some of these things might be worth having, as opposed to right now, you're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. Saint reviewed the card packs, and they are inflated to other launches. You're going to need to expound on that, Jared. What exactly do you mean? Does taking the poll help the stream? I usually listen in Discord while driving, but I come in here every day to smash the like button and take the poll. Much love. Anytime you come and interact with the stream, hit the poll, hit the like or whatever. If you come to YouTube to hang out for a little bit, try to hang out for longer than like a minute. You know, hang out for a few minutes. If you are primarily listening in Discord, but you want to give me that hit every day, try to hang out a little bit longer, because if you just come in and leave right away, that, you know, that tends to not look so good. It looks like I'm not putting on a good show. What's good, Feed? Good to see you in the chat. 30 days for the cheapest version. There are 3 levels. I think 30 days, 60 day, 90, and 100 days for the different prices. Yeah, they've got the crystalline auras here. I can show them to you. This is one of the few items in the game that has an actual price tag on it. Virtually all of the items, it's going to be crystals listed below, right? Like 420, okay? I don't even have any of these purple ones here. Now, obviously, I got a Platinum Founders Pack, so I have a stupid amount of Royal Crystals, so I don't know what I'm going to use them on. I might save them. Now, you can do a 180-day Crystalline Aura, and that's $50, okay? That's ridiculous. I mean, you're talking about, that's half a year for $50 to always have these benefits. You can buy a month for $10. So basically, this, instead of being 60, is 50. So you get 1 month for free, basically. So for $10, you get this aura thing. Now, this is mostly convenience as far as I can tell. Let me try to get it on the screen there for you. So these are the benefits that you're getting, okay? So Triport is free. So just teleporting, fast traveling is free instead of using a little bit of silver every time. Your ocean liner fee is 50% off. So once you start getting access to ocean liners, daily rapport action tries +1. So you have more opportunities to get your rapport up. Life energy natural recovery amounts is +10%. Life energy is fishing, hunting, things like that. That's not like your health is going up faster, okay? And then you got these are things that we don't necessarily understand yet. Usable Bifrost slots. If somebody wants to explain what that is to me, I'm not far enough in the game to know what that is. Hey, Quiet Shy Girl, there it is. Renewing that membership. Thanks so much. Welcome back, Quiet Shy Girl. There's a variety of ways to support the stream, guys. Smashing subscribe and the like button is free, but if you use the $ at the bottom of chat, you can send a tip or become a member, and those are great ways to support what we do. Song of Return cooldown. That's when you play the song at a spot, and it like takes you back to a save point, and that's going to cool down a little bit faster for you when you have this aura active. Okay, Bifrost is another travel mechanism, like a Hearthstone in WoW. There are places you can teleport to. Thank you. Okay, so you get more of those. You get 2 of those. The Bifrost allows for drop pin teleport locations. So I can drop a pin and then go back to that locations. And this is saying I have 2 additional slots for that when I have this aura active. Now, Stronghold research time, Stronghold crafting, Stronghold dispatch time are all lowered by 10% to be faster. That's once you have a stronghold. That's once you've got a boat and you're out and you go to an island and you start to like build your little base, your little stronghold, right? Stronghold action energy basic recovery amount time plus 10%. So they're going to give you your stronghold action energy basic recovery. So again, this is once you're in the stronghold. Stronghold training camp ultimate stress buster unlocked. Again, we're not at that point yet. Many people are probably not at that point yet where you've got like a boat and you're going out to the islands and you're able to do all that. Crystal Benefactor title applied while the benefit lasts. So that's just a title you can put on your character. That's nothing. Use pet function while benefit lasts. So that gives your pet more stuff that it can do. The store has 100% put me off playing this game. Absolute tons of BS. What do you see is wrong, Hilly? Are you being silly or are you being real? You think that there's bad things in the store, and what do you think is actually bad in this store? I'd be curious. And Crystalline Aura is genius for a free-to-play game. The Crystalline Aura is completely optional. To me, this feels like the Elder Scrolls Online subscription thing. Like, if you're looking for something that is offering you those conveniences, like the crafting bag in Elder Scrolls Online, like that's what it reminds me of. So this morning we are talking about the Lost Ark Store, and we have a poll at the top of the chat. The Lost Ark Store. Have you spent real money, and would you? 64% of you have already said no. It's very early in the day, though, so make sure and cast those votes. If you want to talk in the chat, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you can chime into the discussion. And as well, make sure and smash the like button. We played the game yesterday. We'll be playing more this afternoon, trying to plow through the early game. We do have a guild. We do have a guild up and running, and there's a lot of people who are trying to get into the guild, but I don't know who you are. Some of you guys have really weird usernames in here, so I don't know who Arcfinder, Xantos, Helena, Chuckus Maximus, Creepin' Death, and Invito. I don't know who any of those people are. So you'll have to let me know who you are, and we will do our best to get you into the Lost Ark guild that we have started. If you want to find the guild, it's just Reforge Gaming, making it very easy for you to find. Old Soul says, I voted no, but would spend money if I sunk some free hours in and joined. Is this essentially a subscription fee, which I'm fine with, but with other areas of the game squeeze more out of me? I don't think so, Ashen. I really don't. As far as I can tell, I would say about 75% to 80% of this store is just purely cosmetic stuff. Whether you're trying to buy a skin, which there aren't any yet, a mount, these packs seem to be... I don't know what these... Well, actually, this is not cosmetic. These are weekly battle items. You can actually get items from the store. I don't know how much of a benefit they're going to be long-term, though, for endgame. And I don't know what these actually do. Oh, so it's a recovery battle item, offense battle item, utility battle item, or a buff battle item. Oh, so that's not actual gear. I'm sorry. Those are like active either buffs or potions or things like that. Hilly says, real. The amount of currency, so much stuff puts me off. Just the different founders packs was a red flag. How without spending hours researching will I know any of the value? Just awful way to sell. Well, my pushback on what you're saying, Hilly, is most of this doesn't matter when you're in the early game. If you just play the game, I think you're going to have a perfectly fine time. Once you get late game, you might consider maybe buying some of this currency, because again, these purple crystals down here, you're earning through game activity, and by the time you get to the end game, you might decide to spend some of them on some currencies to help you upgrade a little bit quicker, or maybe you want to buy a pet. Maybe you want this. I wish we could see... I wish we could see the pets. There's no way. Control open item menu. Chest preview. Here we go. Yeah, so we can't really see them, but this is some kind of a bird pet. So you may decide that you want this. Most of this stuff is just completely superfluous and unnecessary. pets walk around with you. They do pick stuff up for you. So I've got like a little kitty cat walking behind me. Let's see if we can get Nero to turn around for you. And then let's just do this. Here we go. Then I'll turn it. There he is. So there's Nero behind me. So he picks up loot and different things, but because I have the crystalline aura, he can actually be interacted with, and I can store stuff on him if I want. And so it's a gacha game. No, it's not a gacha game. So a gacha game, basically what it does is it limits your ability to progress. Like, it stops you from progressing, and then you have to pay money if you want to continue playing or you want to progress. None of that is present in New World. Not a single inkling of that. The currencies that you can buy over here in Mari's Secret Shop is the only semblance of, like, buying a shortcut. It's a currency to help upgrade your gear or to hone your gear. Again, not something that you have to spend money on. It can be earned in the game. It can be done naturally, right? Yo, BMAC coming in with a brand new membership. Enjoy the dope badge and emote your dope and deserve dope stuff. Don't forget, as a member, we have an expanded Discord server experience for you. If you're looking to play Lost Ark with us or get in our guild, make sure you become a member and get in our Discord. 6 months from Fozimoto. Thanks for keeping me entertained while working. Cheers to another 6 months. Thanks for half a year, Fozzy. I don't think we know that until the end game. No. The article I read said that these are basically shortcuts. This is only used, these currencies are only used for honing gear. I don't need to be in the end game to know that this is stuff that you can get in the game, okay? And if you would like to basically take the shortcut or to speed up that process, you can spend money. Keep in mind, everything in her store uses normal purple crystals, which are also earned in the game. So by the time you get to the end game and by the time you've done everything and your character is at a level where you're farming for end game gear or you're honing your end game gear, you will likely have some of these crystals to a certain, like, at a certain amount, and can buy some of these things just from playing, right? You don't need them. If you have boosts, the game must be naturally long grind or they wouldn't sell it. I'm not seeing any boosts though, Hilly. What boosts are you talking about? These are currencies and materials used for the honing of your gear, and the boosts are to getting extra opportunities for your rapport to go up. These again are conveniences like traveling for free or my wife just texted me. Oh man, my son has suddenly become extremely funny, especially when he's not trying. And my daughter said, "Where's my drink?" He said, "Look in your butt crack." Oh golly. The aura crap is a boost? Where is it boosting my player's progression, Hilly? Where? I can fast travel for free, which the silver you spend on fast travel is so minuscule. It does very little to your experience as far as like leveling up. Ocean liner fee is reduced. An extra rapport action try on an NPC. If I'm fishing or hunting, my energy recovers at 10% faster. So that's just the hunting and the fishing. And then I can put pins down to travel with the Bifrost. I get 2 additionals there. And then Song of Return and all that stronghold stuff, you see every single stronghold thing listed. That's purely for the stronghold. Stronghold training camp. Oh, XP gained per minute 7,000. Oh, I see what you're saying. Stronghold training camp, the ultimate stress buster unlocked. XP gained per minute 7,000. Wait, but that's for the stronghold. That's not your base level XP, right? Is the XP gained per minute there attached to your character or the stronghold? Because the stronghold training camp, we don't even know what that does. Ultimate stress buster unlocked, which is XP gained per minute 7,000. Stronghold, as far as I know, is mostly just purely you decorating your own little area and getting different things. Like I don't think that that's necessarily and funnel to your main. So Jay Westlow says, no, it's a stronghold. Jay Westlow's played this game quite a bit. If you're tuning in, we are looking at the Lost Ark store, and we are questioning whether or not there's anything pay to win here. We have yet to really find anything that is pay to win. Hilly's taking issue with the fact that you can buy boosts. I'm not seeing evidence of buying a boost for your character like leveling, because it's not like a gacha game where it's going to be super slow and grindy and you're going to feel motivated to spend money. Stronghold benefits do not like directly level your character or speed your character up or anything like that. Being an old school guy, pay to skip never bugs me. You used to have to buy a magazine or call the tip line and use a warp or a power-up code. I'd rather just play through. I don't care if someone skips stuff. Right, old school games baked in shortcuts for sure. And some people would say that's different than paying money for it, but I can definitely see your point of like, well, Nintendo Power was something that you paid for, right? Leveling seems quick early on anyway. Distorted says, I'm going to sit out on this particular topic. I'm burnt out on the microtransactions talk for now. I can feel my individual hair follicles disintegrate when I do. Your stronghold upgrades for gear and crafting. Being an old school gamer means you didn't have to pay for that stuff. Well, you had to pay for Nintendo Power or a Game Genie or, like you said, call a tip line. Like, some of that stuff you did have to pay for. Those magazines and tip line calls were expensive. Yeah, you couldn't just call the tip line for free. You remember when actually like using your phone cost money like per call back then because it would like long distance or whatever? I've come across certain challenges that give 7,000 or more XP towards your combat, but I don't know if that has anything to do with what you're talking about. I've gotten almost 11k from a challenge. Yeah, no, this XP per minute is purely for your Stronghold. So Stronghold Training Camp, Ultimate Stress Buster unlocked, XP gained per minute 7,000. So that's purely for your Stronghold. Your Stronghold, again, is not like directly related to your ability to like level and progress in the game. Microtransactions not the same as a magazine. He's just saying that you had the ability back then to spend money to get shortcuts or cheat codes. Like, that was the thing. That's the only point that he's making. You might be digging a little too deep in the point that he's making. Are we going to compare cheat codes to paying for stuff in a store? Well, we're not comparing. He's just saying if somebody wants to do that, he doesn't care. That's the point that he's making. The point that he's making is like, hey, I don't care if somebody else does that. He's not saying it's one and the same. He's saying the spirit of it to him is like, I don't give a crap. I don't care if you called into a tip line or used a Game Genie or subscribed to Nintendo Power to find out strategy guides, cheat codes, or shortcuts. I don't care about that. You wanted to spend money to get that? That's your prerogative. He didn't do that when he played those games. I think you guys are misunderstanding the point he was making. He wasn't saying Nintendo Power is the same as a microtransaction in Genshin Impact. He was saying, I don't care if someone pays for a shortcut. That's what he's saying. It's not a direct comparison, but he has the mindset from using the magazines. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter to me, right? Good to see them reacting fast. Sad they'll be down till Elden Ring launches, but oh well. Oh, they finally responded about the servers. Okay, well, we've got something to cover tomorrow then. I don't think we're gonna do Lost Ark every single morning. We'll be doing gameplay in the afternoon, but that'll be a good subject for tomorrow. When does that, let me get out of the screen. When does that mentality stop? I don't care if someone buys the best weapon in the game, I'll grind for it. Well, I think if you read the spirit of what he said, again, I think he indicated the category that doesn't bother him. I don't care if someone pays for a shortcut, was his attitude. There are a lot of people like that. They're like, I don't care. Think about it like this. When I played Borderlands 2, I had friends of mine that were using modded weapons, and I told them not to do it. I said, it will ruin your experience, don't do it, okay? And I didn't care that they did it. Why? Well, I was playing on my own. I had my own character. I was progressing. I was looting. I was beating the story. I was having a good time. Okay? I was having a good time. And so what they were doing had no effect on me. Okay? They were basically blasting through the game at a breakneck speed and not truly experiencing the game. Okay? So it didn't bother me. So when someone is going to pay for a shortcut, or they're going to pay to just bypass elements of the game. I don't care about that at all, okay? But this store here, the Lost Ark store, I'm not seeing any evidence of like what people are concerned for. I'm not seeing them selling power. Even if they were selling power, it wouldn't matter because PvP, everything is equalized, so you can't buy yourself a victory. Like, oh, I bought this axe and I'm gonna wail on you and you have a stick. Doesn't matter. They equalize it in PvP. So if you want to pay for stuff in Mari's secret shop and hone your gear faster in the end game, sure, that's a shortcut. That's you skipping a grind if you want. And the rest of the people being like, I don't care to do that. I'll earn it on my own. If you're going to release your game for free, to me that says you don't need any money for me to play, so I'm not giving you any. Well, and plenty of people will. They'll say, well, I didn't spend any money buying the game, so I'll give them more. You know? It's not free because of the kindness of their hearts. Eugene says, Eugene said he's tired. I think I'm over the free-to-play microtransactions model. Yeah, that's fine. If you're just tuning in, we are looking at the Lost Ark store, asking the question, is Lost Ark pay to win? Is it giving you the ability to just pay to be the best? Is that a possibility? Pay to win equals a pointless game. Boost equals our game's too boring and people will pay to skip. Lots of currency equals we don't want to understand the value of the items in the store. Red flags. The only thing I'll concede there is the fact that the currency is confusing, but again, in the early game, you've not earned anything yet, so this doesn't make sense yet. You haven't been earning these purple crystals from activities in the end game, and then obviously the royal ones you can purchase. And if you go to currency exchange, again, I don't have much gold to my name because I haven't been playing very much. So coming in here and trying to make sense of it, certainly is a little cart before the horse. Now, the other things you said, boost equals our game's too boring. There are no boosts to just speed your way through the game. One of the things they actually do that's really intelligent, Hilly, and I think this is where you're missing, I think you're really, really mislabeling this game to a significant degree, is that this game is really, really respectful of the fact that when you make an alt character, they're going to let you make that character and get him up to snuff faster. So they make you do one character sort of the normal way, and it proceeds at a pretty good clip. Nothing is super slow, right? Nothing is like choking you and telling you can't advance anymore, okay? It doesn't do that. But when you want to make your second, third, and extra characters, I think they said they give you 2, right? So your second and third character, you can use what's called a power pass and like blast that character up to snuff easier. Why? Because they understand something that we've always said about other games. I used to always say that about Destiny. I'd be like, man, it'd be great if I could do all this on one character and then just have my other characters just bounce up to where this guy is, rather than having to like babysit, boomerang, pass gear around, log out, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, instead of just enjoying the game, I'm sitting here spinning 85 plates on how to level. This game's like, oh, you want to make your second and third character? That's fine. We'll make that faster for you because we understand that it just doesn't matter. Why do you want to? Who wants to play through all that stuff? All the boosts are in the end game. They're not going to show their hand in the first leveling 10 hours. Where are the boosts, Hilly? A material that you can buy with an earnable currency to hone your gear. Where else are the boosts then? You haven't indicated that. You found one boost over here, and this boost is for the Stronghold training camp. Again, that has nothing to do with your strength in endgame environments, your gear, your build, your min-maxing, none of that. I don't see any evidence of them charging money for endgame boosts, because these currencies in Mari's shop can be bought with the currency that's earned in the game. The currency point is fair, but there's a vast amount of very good high-quality content that you can do without spending a dime. Right, you don't have to spend any money. The game's totally free on Friday. And if you're like me, I was a skeptic. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this game very much. And I played it for a couple of hours, and I was like, this is a really enjoyable game. The content loop is very, very enjoyable. I don't see any evidence. I'll make myself a little bit bigger. I don't see any evidence in this store that they're trying to like make you buy boosts in the end game. Like they're gonna strangle the frick out of you, and you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta buy boosts. The aura is a boost. So what's the stronghold for? The aura is no different than what ESO does. ESO does a monthly subscription where you get crowns, currency, and a crafting bag. And virtually everybody that's played The Elder Scrolls Online has said that the crafting bag is virtually required if you want to proceed through the game at a reasonable clip. The Stronghold is literally your customizable, like, home that you build. Now, there are things you can do there, like crafting, and I forget some of the things you can do with the Stronghold. But by and large, the Stronghold is not directly linked to your power in the game. It's like an island where you're like building like a little base and have like decorative things that you're doing and researching things. Like it's not a direct link to like, oh, because I did the crystalline aura and my Stronghold got the ultimate stress buster, I'm so much stronger in the game now. And again, this is totally optional. This is $10 a month or $50 for half the year. It's $10 a month. It's totally optional. $10 a month for a free-to-play game that you might play for a ridiculous amount of hours. Stronghold is a combo of player housing, crafting, and the, quote, mission table. Stronghold is mainly cosmetic and for crafting potions and consumables. Yeah, like, I don't see that as being a direct link to, like, an endgame boost that people are going to feel like, oh, I need that. I absolutely need to have that. I can't proceed without it. I think launching this time of year with summer break around the corner makes this business model smart. Kids who can only devote a month or two are going to buy up those 30, 60-day packs. Yeah, probably. Your money, I don't mind the boost currency or tons of microtransactions. Silent Warrior says it's the monthly subscription. ESO has the same thing. You can play ESO for free, but you get the extra benefits you can pay for the monthly subscription. Right. It's a free-to-play MMO with a completely optional subscription per month for some in-game benefits that don't directly make you more powerful, stronger, or level up faster. It might indirectly help you, right? It might indirectly help you, but it's not like a direct, oh man, without this $10, you're going to be friggin' miserable, you know? WoW's still charging $15 a month plus the boxes. 6 months for 50s is steal, says Old Soul. If you're going to play the game for 6 months, you might as well drop 50 bones on it. Well, and it's a totally free-to-play game, and you could decide. You could play this game for 2 weeks and make up your mind and say, I don't know if I want the subscription fee or not. Well, that's fine. You can play the game and figure that out. They're not making you, like, pay a subscription fee to get into the game. I prefer it to a hard paywall where you're subbing for no bonuses. If it's a subscription, it's not a free game. Well, your logic doesn't hold weight, Veter. It's a completely and utterly free game. The subscription is 100% optional for in-game conveniences. It's not like in-game power. It is 100% Lost Ark free to play this Friday. $0 out of your pocket. You could play for months on end and never spend a dime, and you could have multiple characters, tons of loot, and hundreds of hours of gameplay and never spend a single cent in this game. You won't even feel the need to spend a single cent. I've encountered so many people on Twitter posts, Reddit posts, forum posts that are like, I've never spent a dime in the game, and I've got multiple characters. Like they don't feel the need to spend like you would in like Genshin Impact. I like the sub bonuses they offer. They're not pay to win. They're quality of life improvements. They're not needed, but they're nice to have. Some from Korea was in earlier and said most Koreans don't even use the aura. My plan is to hit it hard for free, and if I like it, I'll pony up some cash for a better experience. I paid $15 for 3 days of early access, and it was totally worth it. I'm having a ton of fun. Wasn't this chat defending spending absurd amounts of money on colors for a Halo character? No. Actually, most people in this chat were upset about that. Well, the Halo guys were trying to defend it very poorly, but most people were not in support of that. If you're new and you're just tuning in, usually I am in this scene having a talk show with you. Today we're talking about the Lost Ark Store. Is Lost Ark pay to win? That's the debate today. Take the poll at the top of the chat. We want to hear from you. Have you or would you spend money in this store here? Would you buy a mount? Would you buy a skin? Would you buy the aura for the convenience of all these things with quicker cooldowns on fast travel and things like that? Is that something that you would find yourself spending money on? Most of you are saying no. Already about 300 votes on the poll. Have you spent real money? Would you? 69%, nice. 69% saying no, they would not. You shouldn't even have to argue this. I think people are salty because everyone is leaving New World. I don't know if that's what it is. The aura dose effect, strong. Okay, hang on. You can train alt characters in the stronghold that are at level 50 to spend energy and gold to train them with passive offline experience. If you have an alt at level 59, then you can level your alts passively to 58. The aura does affect stronghold training. Yeah, but that's alts, though. I mean, they've given you all sorts of ways to get your alts up quicker. I don't think that that's a fair... I don't think that's a straight line. I do not think that's a straight line. That's not you buying power in the game. That's not you skipping portions of the game. The store looks very mobile phone game. I've come by. It's a red flag for me. I think the game is sus. Well, with a $0 entrance fee, I don't think they can break trust, because that's an easy way to shove people out. I really, really do. You're crunching like over 50 hours for $10. It's a boost. It is a boost. It's a boost to like one thing, though. I'm not boosting my character. I'm boosting my stronghold. You know what I mean? That would be like if New World had a microtransaction where I could boost how quickly my fast travel could be used on my home, right? It's time for convenience boost. It's offered in almost every Eastern MMO. Right, that's what I mean. It's a convenience boost. It's not you just boosting your character for money. I mean, are you gonna play Destiny? Do you have a problem with the fact that they let people spend money to literally boost their characters? What was it called? Spark of Light? Do you have a problem with that? They charge money to, in the most literal sense, boost your character. They let people spend money to, in the most literal sense, boost their battle pass so they don't have to play. I'm just curious if you are against that game. Are you not going to play that game? They sell direct, measurable boosts in that game. Is like, to be consistent, you'd have to be like, well, I'm not going to play that game either. Insomniac Black with half a year of support. It's a gaming tier 3. Good morning, chat and Lono. I've been gone for almost a week due to work. I missed my daily dose of the rage. Yo, thank you very, very much. Yeah, has anybody bought any coffee this morning? Let's check and see. Don't forget, we're in the final 80-something bags of the Frickmas blend. Get Fricked in February. You can use code GETFRICKED to buy our holiday blend for 20% off. This is not a sponsor, by the way. This is my coffee. Like, my wife and kiddos pack it up and ship it to you. So, yeah, you're supporting us directly when you do that. I don't know. It seems like semantics. I don't have an issue with pay to win for a free game, though. Oh, I do. I don't think you want that in the game. You have to get to the end game to really enjoy the game before you can even consider using that system. So on paper, Lono's 100% right for drawing attention away from conventional boosts. Yeah, that's what I mean. These are not direct, traditional, conventional boosts. It's indirect stuff that, again, you may not even decide to use in the end game. You're like, I don't need to do that. It's not something that matters to me. Or this stuff over here in Mari's secret shop, you may have enough currency to buy this stuff on your own. You can earn these crystals. You earn these crystals in the game. A boost for one thing is a boost, and it's 1 to 6 months time. What's in the store? It took WoW's years to get this awful. So many games have level boosts. Honestly, it's not the biggest issue that a game can have. Lost Ark's paid features offer such a minimal boosted experience. I wouldn't pay until I put at least 100 hours in free to play. I mean, how many people played in Korea, and for how long has it been out? Have they added anything like that? Like, is the slippery slope fear justified? How long has the game been successful in the Korean market? I mean, Jay Westlow might be able to answer this. And have they offered anything that would be described as like sinister, bad, predatory, any of that. Technically, the game's been out for 3 years. Yeah, I had a guy in my chat in my YouTube comments trying to say, "Oh, this will be as dead as fast as New World," and I was like, "You understand this is already a very successful game, right? It's not a brand new game. Like, it's been out for years in another market, and it's one of the most played games." He's like, "No, it's dead in Korea." I'm like, "Oh, it is. Oh, okay. How do you know that? Where do you measure the player bases over there? How do you do that? What reports are you pulling that from?" Just some mindless hater that was like, "This game's gonna die just as fast as New World." This is the only MMO that has been growing population since it launched. Jay Westlow says, "Let's not mention how WoW is literally worse than Lost Ark when it comes to pay to win. Paid clears that can get you gear that actually gives you an advantage in PvP." Yeah, nothing in this game can actually give you an advantage in PvP because PvP is equalized, so you're not even able to do that. We've only gotten 2 new subs today. How many new people are here? What are y'all doing? Press the sub button if you're new. We want to hear from you. Is this all core audience? If you're new and you've never been here before, we'd love to meet you. Press the subscribe button and introduce yourself in chat. Throw in on the conversation. Vote on the poll at the top of the chat. We've got a really strong turnout for there not to be any new folks in the chat. That's can't be true. We want to meet you. We're not scary. If this is pay to win, then Escape from Tarkov Edge of Darkness package is also pay to win, but it just gives you stuff you can get yourself, but it's for the convenience. You're absolutely right. This game is wildly successful elsewhere, and it will be here too. It's not a new IP, and many people here have already seen the entire game and were slobbering to get it here. It won't die at all. Yeah, I don't think so at all, Distorted. Yeah, who are all you people? I mean, if this is mostly the core audience, then I'm very encouraged. I was worried that you guys were like not gonna dig on this game. I was like, man, this game is so fun. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. I was getting quiet yesterday just playing. I was like, man, I'm just grinding out quests, man. I actually like pets and mounts in a free-to-play store because if you love the game, you want those pets and mounts, and you support the game that you love. There's so much going on in the store, I have no idea where to start. I bought a skin and a boat skin. You changed the name again? We've never changed the name of this channel. This channel has been SNTR Gaming since it started, so I know you and somebody else are trying to run that narrative this morning. Kind of makes me question who you are. But we've never, this channel's been SNTR Gaming since we created it. We decided to drop SNTR and put ourselves under a new parent company. So I don't know. You're either one of those people that aren't paying attention or you have an agenda. Either way, what you're saying is not true. East success doesn't mean success here. Culture is different. By that logic, BDO should be bigger? Huh? How does a free-to-play MMO make money? Just cosmetics? For the most part, yeah. Yeah, Robert. Yes. I don't know. Well, Lono sees a good game with good content loop. That's a good game. Yeah, pretty much. It says Reforge Gaming. Yeah, I just explained it to you. Oh, do you have me on mute? Did you just come in here to say that and not listen to me? Maybe unmute the stream. This channel has been SNTR Gaming since its inception. Did you hear that? Did you capture that? Maybe write it down in case you forget. We dropped the moniker SNTR and put it under a parent company of Reforge. So instead of SNTR Gaming, it's now Reforge Gaming. Did you get all that? Do I need to repeat myself? I just said that thing to you. You either had me on mute or you weren't listening. What do you mean? I've been here for months. A little bit sad now. But then I said you either aren't paying attention or you have an agenda. So are you paying attention, Jay? Because the channel's been SNTR Gaming since we came over here. We started this channel a long time ago for just pure gameplay. We launched it with me playing Immortals Phoenix Rising. Do you remember that? That's what we did. We started coming over here and doing gameplay. And we just dropped the moniker SNTR and replaced it with Reforge. You guys are, name change again? What are you talking about? We haven't changed the name. This channel has been the same since we came over. What's BDO? Black Desert Online. Can you explain it one more time? Yeah, I don't know. I think some of you guys make like a huge deal out of the most minor things. It's like, what does it matter? I'll change the name again. I'll call it, Clown Gaming. And I'll wear a clown suit every day. You were asking when I did that? We just did it. I just came in here after finding your channel. I'm sorry, but why do you sound so mad while talking to your viewers? I'm talking to 2 people that aren't listening. It's a little irritating. That's all. But sure, run that negative narrative, I guess. I just was telling somebody something, and then they asked the same question again. It's like, I don't understand why you guys are making a big deal out of this. I'm confused. You changed name but didn't change name. This is what happens when you take a few days off. I don't think this is being confusing. I think you guys are being intentionally, willfully ignorant. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Robert. I said we haven't changed the name before. Like they said, you changed the name again, implying that this is like the second or third time we've done it. We've never done it before. We haven't. That's what I said. We dropped SNTR and replaced it with Reforge. Like, again, I feel like some of you guys, you try to act like you don't know what's going on, and you do. It's really irritating. Like, just be a homie and show up. That's all I need. I don't need people to come in and challenge and question and inquire all the time. It's like, it's thoroughly derailing. Thank you for completely derailing the vibe. It's been great. Vengeance with a $10 tip. This is my only question regarding the store. Is there a Griffin mount? I'd like to change my vote if so. I don't know. That's one thing about the store that needs to change. I can't see it, right? I can't see it. So if I click... Oh, no, it puts it over there. Oh, so if you're here... Okay. It doesn't do it when you're out here. So if you want to see something, don't click out here in, like, the preview area. Go into the actual menu, and when you click, it'll put it over here. Okay. I was like, what the frick? And then Noberto with 10 months, almost an entire year. You're not covering this, you cut your hair? Thanks, Noberto. Technically, this is the first change. That's the point I was making, Robert. That's the point I was making. Anthem is a dead game. Yeah, if you want to talk about a dead game, Anthem's a dead game. Okay, so yes, if you want to preview the mounts, come into the actual mount menu. I did not realize this. You can even see the entire boat. So they have like little foxy guys here. They've got little birds. They've got pinata mounts. I just absolutely need that. I do. I just don't know what color I want. What in the world is that? Oh my goodness. They've got like, I don't even know what these guys are. They look like little hard candies with arms, and then they're holding lollipops. And view details. Yeah, so like this is stuff you can't really see. Like this is stuff I'm assuming for your, for like your decorative elements of your home, it looks like. Yeah, like structures and stuff. There's a boat effect of some kind, and then another ship skin. These are ship skins. Sorry, not boats. Ships. Where's the chicken transmog? Yeah, I don't know. New poll. What class is already playing? It stinks that we can't do a poll with all of them. It's really irritating. We can only do 4 options on the poll. Warrior keeps winning every poll we do. We did a poll and Warrior won and the Gunner lost. So then we did a new poll and we dropped off the Gunner and we added the Martial Artist, and the Warrior won again every time. For what it's worth, YouTube alerting me and your live vid being at the very top of my recommendation list has not changed at all. That's good. Yesterday we were struggling because YouTube was struggling, so it punished us. Maybe ask the type of player, DPS, healer, tank. I don't know. You enjoying how the Gunner plays? Yeah, I like the Artillerist. I do. I really like the Artillerist. What if you do a straw poll? No, I don't want to do something that drives people out of the stream. That's never been a good idea. Here, leave! That's good for viewership, right? So the poll at the top of the chat, have you spent real money, and would you spend real money? Most of you saying no. Most of you guys are saying no, that you haven't spent money and you wouldn't spend real money in this store. And the debate about the Lost Ark store is, many people asking the question, there's lots of people covering this, is Lost Ark pay to win? So that's the question we're asking this morning. Hilly taking issue with the fact that they're selling boosts with this crystalline aura. Other people are saying it's purely convenience. It's not actual power or advancement in the game. Not direct, at least. Just be here every day. Listen, I want to be clear about something. I wasn't scolding anybody for not being here every day, okay? But we have people come in and they ask questions, and it's like, there were people that didn't know we were streaming over here. We came over here in September. So I try not to get irritated, but it's like, man, if you would just click a couple of things. Like, we did a video that we told everybody what we were doing back in September. Now, some of it's not your fault. YouTube didn't show that video to enough people. Like 9,000 people saw it. And most of that 9,000 was already subbed over here. Because when we came over here, I think we had about 6,000, between 5,000 and 6,000 subs. And most of the people that came over or saw the video were already subbed over here. So some of it's not your fault. You didn't see the video. You didn't see the announcement. But sometimes it's like, man, how do y'all not know what we're doing? How do y'all not know what's happening? You know what I mean? So sometimes I get irritable. And I don't mean to get irritable. It's just I feel like we've answered some of the questions like 10 times over. It's part of the pain of, what we've been doing, which is changing a name and changing a brand while still offering the same show. Like, the show hasn't changed. So, there's a bunch of videos and you have multiple channels. Most can't keep up. The whole idea that you can't keep up with multiple channels, with respect, I just think that that's stupid. Plenty of YouTubers have multiple channels. It's not that confusing. It really isn't. This is the live channel. And then there's split screen if you like casting. There's updates if you like quick uploads. And then we launched First Look, which is just like a video game archive channel. Like, with respect, people continue to trot out that notion that, like, oh, it's so confusing, you have so many channels. Literally every YouTuber has multiple channels. Like, I'm sorry, but that viewpoint is, I can't call it anything else. I just think it's kind of stupid. It's kind of out of touch. Like, that's what people do on YouTube. They have multiple channels. If I put everything on one channel, do you know what you'd be saying? You'd be saying something different. You'd be like, this is so confusing. Your channel gets 18 videos a day. Like, you'd get 2 live streams. You'd get 5 uploads. You'd get another upload. Like, you'd be like, what is this? Oh my gosh. Like, having multiple channels makes it way easier on you to consume the content, right? Like, if I was hitting one channel with all of our content, you would unsub. You'd be like, this is ridiculous. Why is he doing 2 live streams a day and 7 uploads? This is unbelievable. You wouldn't like it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't like it. Like, we literally do multiple channels for the user. That's why we do it. It makes it easier for you. You wouldn't, go sub to a channel right now that does that and you wouldn't stay subbed for very long. You'd be incredibly irritated. It's confusing for audiences. It makes perfect sense for the creators. Again, I just don't think that that's true. It's not that difficult. There's multiple channels that do different things. Subscribe to the ones that you like. We've been live streaming over here since September, so I strongly and tacitly reject the idea that we're confusing people with all the changes. If you continue to come in and say that, you're just driving a negative narrative and you're being a douche. We aren't making it confusing. We aren't. We have been streaming over here since September. It's the middle of February. I'm sorry, but when you come in and drive that narrative, we don't appreciate that. It's incredibly irritating. It's incredibly irritating. We are not making it confusing. We aren't. The live show has been here since September, and if you find that confusing, then I don't know how you tie your shoes, truth be told. I'll check out First Look after the stream, already subbed. Yeah, First Look is literally just designed for gameplay. Again, that's if you want it. It's there if you want it. Can somebody tell YouTube to stop putting the standout box above my chat message when I type? Yeah, they need to completely overhaul chat. I will never disagree with that. The live chat experience is awful. The live chat experience is awful. It took me a while to tie my shoes. That's not surprising, Robert. Would anybody recommend Lost Ark for someone trying to find a new MMO to play? I come from years of playing RuneScape. Ronaldo, you'd have to, if you like, let me leave the store. Do you like games that look like this? Right? If you like games that look like this, Diablo, what have you, isometric top-down and all that, I would imagine that you could learn to you would love this game. It's a great game. It's one of the most successful MMOs out there. So, yeah. Now, if you don't like that kind of viewpoint, that kind of gameplay, you might have a hard time getting into it. Given that it's free to play, if you're looking for an MMO, I don't know why you wouldn't at least try it. You know what I mean? Dabble over the weekend, see if you can get into it. Now, I make recommendations of 2 classes to avoid if you're going to try this game out for the first time and you don't really play games like this. Do not pick. There's 2 gunner classes that have 3 guns. Don't pick them. I don't think they're going to be as accessible as the other classes. I don't think so. If you want a really accessible class, I would just start with the Warrior Berserker. That's what I would start with. It's not going to be all that confusing, pretty straightforward. RPG kind of a feel, isometric kind of a feel, you know what I mean? So I would imagine start there. If you start with some of the more complex classes where you have to like use this, then use this, you got to use this, like the one martial artist, you've got to build up her esoteric meter to even use some of her abilities. And I don't know, that might be confusing. You know what I mean? I don't need that, and I don't need some passive annoying thing to try to get me to do super chat every time. It started today. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing pop-ups on live chat. Like, why? I went to a stream the other day, and it was like, if you talk here, you're Traverser. I was like, get that out of here. It was like some big blue box. I was like, what? Leave me alone. If I want to talk, I'll talk. I've never done something on a website because of a pop-up. Have you? Boom. Give us your email. No. Boom. Let us turn on notifications. No. Boom. Talk in the chat. I don't want. No. I don't. I've never done anything on a website ever because of a pop-up. Like, hey, you can talk in chat. Okay. I'll do it if I feel like it. Like, I don't need your prompting. YouTube's got to chill. They got to chill on those pop-ups because I don't know who I clicked on the other day. And I was like, what is all of this? Get out of the way. It's like, let me just get to the thing. Like, every time I go to PayPal, it's like, do you want to look at this? No, I don't. I came to look at my account. Get out of my way. Are they A/B testing stuff? I don't know. I have no idea. Listen, just I'll sign an NDA. Pay me to consult. I will help you craft a beautiful, seamless, pristine live experience. And I will help you just not waste time on all this crap that you're doing with pop-ups. Murph Dog with half a year. Double Dip Club represent. Thank you for half a year of membership. Like, it's up to me to drive the engagement as the content creator. Like, hey, push the like button, push the sub button, introduce yourself in chat, take the poll at the top of the chat. Those are all the things I do. That's called call to action. Like, I am prodding the chat to action. I don't need the UI to do that. That's irritating. I went searching for this, and a pop-up told me they wanted to party with me. Are you meaning the chat when you're using YouTube as an app or on a proper computer? Because most of the annoying chat stuff I hate is when I'm on my phone. I think it does it in both places, Derek. It does it in both places. Gifted memberships have rolled out in Japan, so hopefully that's coming soon. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I got Premium and I love it. I use YouTube Music quite often. Premium is worth it for getting past the advertisements, but yeah, everything else they've got to refine it. They've got to refine it. So, if you're new and just tuning in, sorry, we're getting off on a YouTube tangent that isn't helpful because it's just going to take them time, but I wish there was a way for you guys to provide that feedback to them. You could be like, "Hey, we don't like these pop-ups," cuz I did it the other day and I was like, "What is this? Like, why is this popping up?" I'm a bit confused. I came for SNTR coffee coverage. Why'd you change? East Coast Overlord with a $5 tip. Thank you very much for clicking the tip button. We are discussing the Lost Ark Store and asking the question, is Lost Ark pay to win? And most people seem to have indicated they don't think it's pay to win. However, there does seem to be maybe a disgruntled demeanor or an annoyed demeanor in chat about this structure. doing a free-to-play game and then having all of these other things you can buy. Hilly said this looked like a mobile microtransaction storefront. Eugene said he's tired of the free-to-play microtransaction model. Hilly and others, indicated that they think like boosts like this are shouldn't be sold or whatever. What's the level complete pack? Level 50? Level complete pack. Right here. A chest which grants crystals wherever you reach a certain character level. It provides you with 2,600 crystals. You can obtain all of the following items. Level 10 achievement chest. Hang on. Chest preview. What is this? Level 10 achievement chest. I guess... So what this does is, it's a special chest which grants crystals when you reach level 10. It provides 520 crystals and the next level achievement chest. So it sounds like this is just a way to get crystals as you play. So it provides 2,600 crystals. It's a chest which grants crystals whenever you reach a certain level. You can obtain all the following items. So all of the classes, when you use this, as you level, you get crystals, as far as I can tell. A 6-month renewal from Basido. I'll save Lost Ark for later. Horizon Forbidden West, Destiny, Elden Ring come first. Loving the Reforge split screen rebranding. Double Dippers rise up. Thank you, Basido. While I wish the pay not to play items were not a thing, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't disrupt my individual experience. It's the cheapest way to get crystals, says Josh. I'm having a fun time with the game. It's very enjoyable. The clicking, the button smashing, and the collecting, and the dopamine is delicious. I was getting really lost in the content loop yesterday, right? Yo, what's good, Lucas? Brazil here. Good to meet you. I knew a guy with that name from Brazil long time ago. To me, the content loop in this game, like Lost Ark gameplay, just feels really, really good. I just get lost in it. I'm just questing. Hey, our first coffee order of the day, a bag of the Frickmas blend, and getting that 20% off, like $3.50 off the coffee order. 20% off to Richard. Richard, thank you so much. You guys can get fricked in February. Use code GETFRICKED to get 20% off the Frickmas blend. We are down into like the final 80 bags of the coffee. 85 bags, the final 85. So get those orders in. Once it's gone, it's gone. Unironically lost in Lost Ark. Yeah, unironically. That's right. How does one consider the aura a boost? Makes no sense. You're not boosting anything with its passive effects. Yo, is this game pay to win? As far as we can tell, no. I'm not seeing any evidence of pay to win in the storefront. We've broken down all the items, all the currencies. I'm not finding any evidence of pay to win in this game. I'm not. So we are getting a lot of people who are finding us off of YouTube search and as well as suggest. And so we appreciate that. If you're clicking on this video because you found us in a YouTube search or a suggest, we'd love to meet you. Monday through Friday, we are typically in this scene in the morning doing a talk show. I am safe for work, so you can subscribe in confidence. I'll be in your sub feed all week doing breakdowns, doing discussions like this, debates. There's a poll at the top of the chat. We want to hear from you. If you subscribe, you can talk in chat. It is free to subscribe. Most people treat me like video game radio. They throw me on in the background, and they just listen throughout the week. And we'll be doing gameplay this afternoon. We will also be getting into Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West, so make sure you're subscribed for that coverage as well. Do you think the game is worth the 3 days of early access purchase? It's $4.40 where I live. Please give me an answer. Also, is your coffee worldwide shipping? And what was the code for the discount? The code is GetFricked. And yeah, I mean, $4, yeah, I would say to get in early, it's great. And the code for the coffee is GetFricked. It's in the chat right now. Nightbot just put it in the chat. Worldwide shipping is available. It's very expensive, though, so I'm going to give you a fair warning. I don't know where you live. We might have to add your country code if it's not available when you go to the website. It's only 2 days now? Yeah, that's true. You're only getting 2 days now. It comes out on the 11th. So, It does give you power advantage in the late game, though. No. What, this aura? No, this doesn't give you a power in the end game. No, these are just refreshes on your fast travel, and your stronghold is like 90% cosmetic. You can craft like potions and consumables. You live in Turkey? Oh, merhaba. Good to see ya. Am I seeing the store correctly? None of the real money items are gambling loot box stuff, right? Well, I don't know if that's true. Aren't there items in here? Is Jay Westlow still here? Jay, are there not loot boxes in here somewhere? What are they called? And they would cost real money, would they not? Isn't it these packs? There's something where you can get random items. Is it this? This? No. Where is it? No loot boxes, says Piezor. But isn't this random? You can obtain the following items. So you can get recovery, offense, utility, or a buff item from this. Some stuff like the card packs are random. Okay, card bundles. Okay, what do these cards do for me? What do they do? There's a chance you can obtain one of the following items. A pack that allows you to obtain all types of cards. What do cards do for me? So if I get a really good card from here, what does that do for me? The cards are kinda, but they aren't good to buy. Very inefficient, says Galliant. Passive bonuses. Okay, so it's not loot. Potential passive bonuses. People have been telling me the cards are like nothing. They're like super minuscule. Don't forget about the Prime Gaming perks. If you sub to Amazon Prime. Yeah, you can get some in-game items, I think, from the Prime Gaming stuff. Card packs have random drop percentages. Yeah, they said in their patch notes that we read through yesterday that if an item has a chance to drop, it will tell you what that chance is. So yeah, no loot boxes are there's no loot boxes in here. Like, it's actually a waste of money, says Jay Westlow. You can get set bonuses if you spend money on cards. You must be rich AF. You collect decks and you can equip different card combos that give you tiny passive bonuses. Okay. So no traditional loot boxes in this. And the items that you can get that are quote-unquote random are like super small, minor benefits, right? Okay, we got Death and we got a Coup de Papa trying to get into the guild. Let's take a look here. I didn't see you in there, Death. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a Coup de Papa. Okay. I have to scroll down. There are so many of you trying to get in. There's Death. I think Kaizan's already in. That's Creature. If you're in here, I need to know who you are. Like Jude Law, I think I recognize that name. Not like because of the actor. But Hanslow, Ryoku seems familiar. Talium, Invito, Creep and Death, Chuckus Maximus, Helena, Xantos, and Arcfinder. I don't know who any of these people are, because if your in-game name is different. What server? North American East. We're on Carta. Russell says, I imagine a model like this means there are more players since this helps people who work and don't have as much time to play. I would think that it'd be an appeal for all MMORPG players. I posted in Discord. I'm Talium. Oh, you're Talium. Sorry about that, Craig. I'm trying to keep track of everybody. We want to get as many people into the guild as possible. Why is it not showing you guys? Oh, show only online guildmates. There we go. Here's all the guildmates so far. Yeah. What's the guild? I'm already in the server. Want to join? Reforge Gaming. Real easy to find us. Reforge Gaming with the green, just like the branding with the joystick. I live in Turkey and the coffee shipping says that there are no shipping options available. Please ensure that your address has been entered correctly or contact us if you need help. Yeah, Creature would have to add your country code to get the shipping. Is there anybody else in here? I'm Xantos in game, says Patrick. All right, hang on a second. Xantos. Here you are. Get you in. There we go. I'll join the guild once it's free. Yeah. Free on Friday. This game is free on Friday. So if you're any of the people here that have applied to get into the guild, we will do our best to get you in. Also, if you're a paying member, you can take full advantage of your membership perks by getting in the Discord and organizing in there with the guild members and our community members here. So click the join button, become a paying member if you appreciate the coverage, if you want to dive in and become a part of this. Got you later. I'll join in. Okay, yeah, because I don't know. Some of these names seem familiar. Ark Finder is an alt character I started. Okay, let's get Ark Finder in. I'll join once there's room. Is there a limit on how many people that can join? Wait, can we only have 30 members in a guild? Oh, golly. Oh, no, we have 30 members already, right? 1, 2. Yeah, that's got to be 30 right there. How many can you have in a guild? If that's the case, we might not want to have like alts in here. That'd make it really tough for other people to get in. 250? Oh, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. If it's 250. It's 30 to begin with. It increases with research. Oh. Okay. So we need to increase that. We need to increase that soon. If you promote me and Sven, we can manage it. Yeah. I need to do that. It doesn't let me do it right away though. So set position, guild deputy. New guild ranks are automatically changed after 2 days, and then Sven is down here. Set position to do I do officer or guild deputy? Officer. What's the difference? I made him an officer and I made Creature a deputy. I don't know what the difference is. Did you check the Elden Ring Twitter for the classes? No, not today. It's 30 until you upgrade the guild. Okay, so we're about halfway to the 30 already. Research list. Guild shop. Okay, additional guild bloodstones required. So we have 350, and we're going to need almost 7,000 to get that. So weekly tasks, okay. Should I be accepting these? Resources obtained. Battle, try co-op battle, conquer a boss rush. What on earth? Should I accept all these? I mean, I probably should, right? Just so you guys could do it. Oh, there's new footage of Forbidden West too. Oh boy, here it comes. Objectives once accepted cannot be canceled or changed. Conquer boss rush. I don't know. We want to do all that. Need to donate silver. You can boot my alt until we have more room. I'll rejoin then. What's the main concern for those that don't like being able to pay for level assist? We need a guild night to run these tasks. Do you want me just to accept them all and then you guys can try individual guild request? Weekly guild task? I don't understand. Is Lono going to be in a position of updating the town boards like New World? I can donate a bunch of silver also. I don't even know what do we do? What do I do with the silver? We've just got a bunch of people joining. That's all I can see. Oh, there you go. You're creeping death. All right, let me get you in here. You guys that have names that are nothing like your usernames. I got you in here, Detroit. Yo, Robert coming in with a membership. What's good? Welcome in, Robert. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You're dope and deserve dope stuff. Even if you can't tie your shoes, you know? Thanks, Robert. I love the split. That way I can see without weeding through all the other crap. I don't know. I already donated silver. Where does it even put the donated silver? Weekly tasks, research, history, manage. Oh, is it in overview? My contribution, guild donation. I can donate 6,000 silver? Why would I do that? Obtainable rewards after donations? Okay. If I click that, you earned a weekly... I earned a bunch of stuff. I don't know, philanthropist. I just donated 6,000 and got... I don't know what I got. My contribution info, 20 out of 100. Completion rate, 20%. Okay. Well, there you go. If you guys are tuning in and you want to hear or share your thoughts on the Lost Ark store, we were looking at it earlier. The question we've been asking is Lost Ark pay to win? And we're just kind of analyzing the Lost Ark store items, seeing what exactly is offered. If you're new and you've never been here before, be sure to hit subscribe so you can talk in the chat. Subscribing is free. A membership to the channel is $5 a month, but it does get you increased access in our Discord. We'll get you in the guild. We'll get you involved. And we'll get you connected to the community in our Discord server. Donate the silver. This gives the bloodstones. Okay. The silver becomes usable once donated. Okay. Creature was taken, sorry. Yeah, I mean, you could get creative. You know. Creature and some numbers, maybe. This is better. Unlike the New World company, Lono will have to pay in. Yeah, I have to pay money. I can't just take money out. What about the green text at the bottom about random items? Okay, it says, some products in the shop contain random items. For specific odds of obtaining those items, click here. Now, that takes me out of the game to a website that outlines all the potential percentages. Now, I believe that is something that they have to do. I think that is something that actually costs money. I'm sorry. It doesn't cost money. That's a requirement. If you're going to sell items that have a percentage chance of something popping out, that is one of the ways that they have to indicate that to the player, right? So, creature coin. Yeah, there you go. Turn yourself into an NFT. Reforge Gaming is pay to win. Yeah, we're pay to win. You got to pay to get into the Discord. That's right. We would like to see a bump in membership. If you've never done a membership to a channel before, we need about 40 to 50 new members on this channel. We'd love to hit 500 members, unlock an emote, get more of you in the Discord, get involved, get committed. Whether you want to be involved with Elden Ring or the guild in Lost Ark, we'd love to see you join. Like a random card pack probably only has a 1% chance or less of rolling legendary. Really? Was Lono's butler gone? Oh, you're playing with fire there. I would not make that joke if I were you. You playing with fire, my friend. You're playing with fire. I wouldn't make that joke. I would not say such things if I were you. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's all right. That's not gonna work anymore. It's Reforge first look. Go. There we go. Reforge First Look has a bunch of great class first looks for you on the channel if you're looking for real quick uploads like that about games and intros. Check the Elden Ring classes today on stream. They're only pictures of the 4 classes with the lore on them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. We're covering Lost Ark today. I don't like to bounce around like that. We don't like to do that. If you're new and you're tuning in and you want to take the poll at the top of the chat, we want to hear from you. About an hour in, and we're just shy of 500 votes. We typically see about 500 votes in an hour. The Lost Ark store. Have you spent real money, or would you spend real money in the Lost Ark store? So have you spent any, or would you spend any? 69% saying no, maintaining that 69. That sounds awful. Aura boosts and now loot boxes for cards that you don't really need. But again, it's totally optional. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's 100% optional. It's something that every game has. And again, look, the currency used to buy this, Hilly, is an earnable currency in the game, right? You can earn Bright Dust and Destiny, and you can buy a ghost projection. How much inherent value does that have? It's nothing. But it's there if you want it. And again, you can use an in-game currency to buy these items, right? Now down here, monthly crystal pack. This product is roster bound. A character in a roster can claim the product. Get an additional bonus of 360 crystals. Bonus crystals will be attained automatically after the purchase of this product. This is a monthly limit product. Purchase limit will be reset on the first of every month. Crystals will be added to the roster crystal balance upon claiming the product. I guess this is just if you want more of the purple, but this again that's the real money. I don't know. What's the earn rate? I don't know. I do not know. Enjoy the content, my man. I was wondering if you are still going to play this game again. Sorry if this question opens old wounds. If answered this question already, my bad. I don't know. Haven't seen. I don't know who you are, and to randomly ask that question. Okay. Well, your account's not brand new, but you certainly seem to be brand new. I'm not answering you. I just got here. What's the consensus on pay to win? It's not. It's not. You can't find you can't find anything in here in my mind that is pay to win, that is pay for power. PvP is equalized, so even if you spend as much money as possible on this stuff over here in Mari's store to hone your gear up, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't translate into a benefit. It would not translate into a benefit because PvP is equalized. The only position that's been maintained this morning by, I think, mainly Hilly, is that this monthly aura, it's a $10 purchase, okay? Or if you've gotten enough of these crystals in-game, you can buy it. I don't know what the earn rate is. I have 10. I don't know how often you get them, right? From what I read, you don't get a ton of these. Okay, you don't get a ton of these. All right, so, but for the $10, you get monthly in-game conveniences, okay? So these are monthly in-game conveniences, not power. It's not going to make you stronger. Now, it does give you a boost to your Stronghold training camp, which again is not a direct boost to your character. It's not. It's your Stronghold is mostly cosmetic. You can make consumables and stuff. Sorry, I meant no offense. I didn't take offense. I didn't take offense. Somebody being that just oblivious doesn't offend me. You should be embarrassed. To be quite honest. This game is the same thing Diablo Immortal will be. The Halo store is awful, but you can understand the real money cost. This is sus. Why can't I join the Discord? Oh. Hang on a second. That's not the right command. We have updated it to this. Reforge TV. Okay. There you go. It's updated to discord.gg/reforgetv. So we've changed the custom URL. How's it sus? Yeah, I don't see it. I really, really don't. I don't see it. I don't see how it's sus. Like, if I want to buy these royal crystals, I come here, it's $10 for 1,000. So I clearly know what the money transfer rate is here. 1,000 is $10. Okay, so I back out and I see an item for 1,700. That means this mount is $17. I don't see where the confusion is. I don't. Like with Bright Dust, you don't get confused about what Bright Dust dollar amount is. Why? Because it's the in-game currency. But as far as the purchasable currency, I don't understand where you're coming from. If I go to mounts over here, every time I see this number, I know exactly what that is. I know that this guy is $17. Now, that's too expensive. That's subjective, and that'll be determined and meted out by the market. These little guys are a little bit cheaper. These guys are $13, right? $9.99 for 1,000? I don't understand, Hilly. How is that any different than what they're doing in the Halo store? $1,000 for $10. It's a nice conversion. Easy. Yeah, this is no different. This is. I don't understand how this is out of line from every other store in existence. It's crystal clear. No pun intended. It is crystal clear what you're getting. Like in Halo, what's the conversion rate? What do you buy in Halo? What do you buy? You buy those like credits, right? What's the Halo store look like? Halo Infinite store currency. Images. What do these things cost? Can't get the freaking image. There we go. Okay, Halos is more confusing, Hilly. It's wait, that's not American. I was like, what the frick? I was like, how is that? This is more confusing. Oh, yeah. It's the same. It's the same. It's 1,000 credits for $10. It's literally the same as Halos. I'm looking at a picture right now. Buy credits, and this is euros. 9.99 euros for 1,000 credits. I don't understand. That's the same thing that we're looking at right here. Halo Infinite buy credits. What is it in like American currency? Like dollars. Oops. Hang on. Open image in a new tab. That's pounds, I think. $7.99 for 1,000. I literally can't find one with American currency. Like, what the frick planet am I on? It's literally an American-based game. Like, this is blowing my mind right now. Okay, $8.99 for 1,000 according to this screenshot. No way. I think he means the obfuscation, I hate that word, of value with the different currencies. It's $9.99 for 1,000? Yeah, that's exactly what this is. $9.99 for 1,000. I don't understand. And then Halo sells items for anywhere from 1,500 credits, 1,200 credits, 800 credits, all across the spectrum. So when you know that $9.99 for 1,000, okay, you know that like that represents $10. It's misleading because $10 for 1,000, but everything costs more than 1,000. Everything costs more than 1,000. Are you ready to be wrong in record-breaking time? Are you ready? And boom, you're wrong. 800. That was so fast. Like, get out the stopwatch on how fast that turned out to be wrong. There are items that are less than 1,000. What are you even talking about? Not all items, but there are items. There 800 here. You can come in here and you can do a crystal bundle for 940. Oh, my camera's in the way. Hang on. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. There you go. Record-breaking wrongness. And using the word misleading is hilarious. How is that misleading? You can come in here and buy this after looking at the store. So you're like, hey, I really want a mount. Okay, well, $20 gets me a free 2,000. I'm sorry, a free 200 on top of the 2,000. Okay, that's going to be enough for one mount, no question. And then I'll have a remaining 500. Every freaking game does this. Every game. Halo does it. And then convert the purple so you can see the value. Hilly, you're asking me to do something that no game does. It's an in-game earnable currency. So I can't tell you the value of an in-game earnable currency. Why? Because you can't buy it, Hilly. You're asking a question of the game that doesn't make any sense. I don't need to tell you the value of the in-game earnable currency because they're not selling it. If they were selling purple crystals, then sure. But they're not. for real money. The only thing I can buy are the royal ones. Now you might say, well, but you can use those to then go buy purple crystals. Okay, that's true. Here's a 3,600 bundle of the earnables. But that's $8,460. So like, okay, that's $8.50 for 3,600 of the purples. So again, you're trying to buy an earnable currency, and that's not really what the store primarily sells. Most of the items here are pets, mounts. I don't know why there are no skins available yet. This seems really weird because this seems like this would be like the most. Oh, they don't have any for the artillerist. Okay, so all classes. Here we go. Okay, so they have one for they have a couple for the sorceress. What, can I close that? Why? I don't understand. I'm not seeing a difference. Oh, you can buy it for 1,000. Okay, it's listed twice with the currency. Okay. That's what it is. So it seems like they have striker, gunslinger, sorceress, and paladin. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's in the exchange. That's my point. They lose people in the currency to hide the true cost, hence the point I'm sus. But what you're saying isn't true, Hilly. They're not losing people in the currency to hide the true cost because that's not primarily what it's selling. What you're saying is not a fair representation. It's not. 80 to 90% of the items in here are sold for the royal currency. And then there's also items sold for the purple. Again, it's like buying items direct or buying items with bright dust. They're not selling you bright dust. They're selling you a currency to use in the store. But if you don't want to use that currency, you can use bright dust. It's no different than Destiny's store. It's an earnable currency. So that's not them trying to mislead or hide things. Like you're assigning a value to something that's non-existent. It's literally, hey, you earn these purple things, so if you want to save up and use that instead of using real money, you can. If you want to use real money, you can. The only things, as far as I can see, the only things sold for purple and not real money are like these minor things for 60. This is $420, but it's also available for just a direct purchase. So this right here tells you that $420 is basically $10 worth. If that's really important to you, you're like, okay, so basically $420 is basically $10 worth. But that, again, that's not the primary function of the purple crystals. It's an in-game earnable currency. I'm pretty sure all, if not most, of the cash shop items can be sold on the player market for gold. Yeah, and then if you really want to know, you can come here to the currency exchange. But again, this is for gold into crystals. This is if you want to use your if you want to buy crystals with your gold or purchase gold with your royal crystals. I always hate stores like this, but unless they're charging more than $10 for what you could earn in less than 10 hours, the prices are pretty fair. $1 per hour is my measure. Did I miss something with the butler joke? Somebody being silly. Is there a way to send you an image? Why do you want to send me an image? This looks like Genshin Impact stuff, but it's not Genshin Impact stuff. 80 to 90% of the items in here are purely cosmetic. Mounts, boats, pets, skins. You got to go to all here because I'm on my. There's none for the artillerist right now. Skins, right? For the paladin, gunslinger, striker, and the sorceress right now. I don't know when they'll be rolling out more. And then here, these are again, this is 20, 30, and 20. I already have 10, by the way. So like these prices in her store are not exorbitant, and this is stuff to help hone endgame gear. You don't need any of this right now. My complaint was I didn't understand the value. So far, the defense is these things aren't needed, but are either 50 or over 1,000 royal crystals. Plus, we don't know the earn rate, so yep, I think it's a gacha game. So, because you don't know the earn rate, you're concluding it's a gacha game, which I need Wheezy to come in and tell you how unbelievably incorrect that is. This is not a gacha game. Like, you can say, well, we don't know the earn rate, so they're going to try to squeeze you to buy this currency. You can say that, but that doesn't make it a gacha game. First and foremost, even the people that are playing it are saying no, that you're not going to feel that need. And secondly, as it's defined, as it's criticized, that's not a gacha game. Don't need this right now. It doesn't have gacha mechanics though, Hilly. This currency is earnable. Moon's Breath, Destruction Stone, Star's Breath. These are things you can get in the game. You don't have to do this. You don't. And then the earn rate of these purple crystals is, I have 10 right now. I barely played. So again, it seems to me that if you want to come in here and spend your purple crystals to jumpstart some of your gear honing, you can. But that's not a gacha game. Gacha games literally make it to where you cannot progress without spending money. They pit your progression against you. Like that's not what we're looking at here. A gacha game is a video game that implements the gacha toy vending machine mechanic. Similar to loot boxes, gacha games induce players to spend in-game currency to receive a random virtual item. The in-game currency can be gained by gameplay or by purchasing it from the game publisher using real-world funds. Most of these games are free-to-play mobile games where the gacha serves as an incentive to spend real-world money. The model began to be widely used in the 2010s, particularly in Japan. Most of the highest-grossing mobile games in Japan use it, and it's become an integral part of the Japanese mobile culture. The game mechanism is also increasingly used in Chinese and Korean games. Right? In many games, gacha rewards are essential for players to make progress in the game. Players may be given free or discounted gachas, but have many to get more. These games may also feature different tiers of gacha pulls, which give different sets of rewards. The model has been compared to that of collectible trading card games as well as gambling. As an aspect of the monetization commonly found in the financing of gacha games involves a model where a large part of the game's revenue comes from a very small portion of the players, usually at the top, for the large amount of money on the gacha rolls, essentially subsidizing the game for other players who spend smaller amounts of money, or even free-to-play players that spend no money at all. The high-spending players are often colloquially referred to as whales. In these games, there are usually numerous characters, cards, or other items that players can obtain, and most of these are only obtainable via the gacha mechanism. This allows players to pull or spin the gacha, analogous to a slot machine, using a specific amount of in-game currency, which will then give the player a random character, card, or other item. Sometimes these are limited, such that the specific prizes can only be obtained within the event time frame, because some of the rewards have lower chances to appear. Typically, players must spin it many times before they get the desired outcome. None of this is gacha. None of this. Like, gacha games literally make you gamble to progress. And they make it to where a lot of the times you feel like you can't progress without spending money. They squeeze you. They pit your investment against you. You'll be moving through a gacha game at a pretty good clip, and then everything slows down. So we have boosts for endgame apparently. No, we don't. We have boosts for... The only boost in the game is this one, which is for your Stronghold training camp. Again, that's not endgame, so that's not correct. Card loot boxes. No. Well, yeah, card loot boxes, but again, that's not gear in the game. It's a collectible in the game that gives you like a marginal percentage. And multiple currencies in the game day one, and you're telling me it's not gacha. No, because I just read you the definition of gacha, and it's not a gacha game. It's not. You didn't listen to the definition I just outlined. There is no slot machine here. There is no, oh, you need this gacha to progress. You don't need any of these items. You don't. These items are earnable in the game. Gacha games make items that are only obtainable through gacha. And they're very, very low drop rates, so you keep spinning. And they're needed for progression. None of this is in the vein of what I just read on the gacha wiki. Like, you can dislike this. Like, there are people that dislike the crafting bag element of ESO. They basically feel like it's a subscription thing hidden. But most people who play ESO are like, it's well worth it. I love the game and play so much, I don't care about it. And there are going to be plenty of people who play this game that are like, dude, $10 a month? Are you freaking serious? I play the game for hundreds of hours a month. It's worth $10 for all these great in-game conveniences. None of this is required. None of this is necessary. And the boost, the only boost on here, is to your Stronghold training camp, which again is not needed for progression in the end game. It's not needed for progression in raids or abyssal raids or any of that stuff at all. It isn't. Like, even the one boost that we found has nothing to do with endgame progression and power. And the cards, the only RNG item that can be purchased is a card that will give you a very minimal percentage point that most people in chat said isn't even worth buying. And this is not even being sold for real money. It's being sold for the in-game currency. So you can't even buy this with real money. Not directly. You'd have to come over here, spend this money to get bonus crystals from playing. Once you get those crystals, come in here and buy the card pack. It's not even direct. So it's a waste of money. You can't even buy this with real money, Hilly. It's the in-game currency. And indirectly, you can get the in-game currency for money. But again, that's not... This is set up as something you can buy with the in-game currency. Same as this stuff out here. 20, 30, 25, 23, and 15. These are all very low prices. You can't buy these items to hone. This is endgame honing, and then this is the only item in the game that you can buy that drops something randomly. And they can't be purchased with real money. You can? No, you cannot purchase these with real money. No. This is so indirect. This is a monthly 10% bonus pack of crystals. Basically, as you're playing, you're getting the crystals. It's increasing your drop rate. It's giving you some as you play, and then this one gives you some as you level. Meaning you have to play. Meaning you literally have to play. You play the game. This is increasing the earnable currency in the game. You're really defensive of this game? No. I take issue with inaccurate criticism because it isn't helpful. It's not helpful to make inaccurate criticisms. I make criticisms of games all the time. I think the one criticism I would make of this game is when you first come in here, they don't make it clear what the purple is compared to the royal. So when I saw this down here, I saw 11,010. I was like, I don't know what those are. Even when I highlight it with my cursor, it doesn't tell me. Like, I should be able to come down here and highlight this, and it should tell me what that is. This is a crystal earned from in-game activities. Here are the various activities it can be earned from. Okay. And then over here, this one, it should say, this is the purchasable currency that can be bought with the buy button. That's a criticism I will make, is that I don't like the lack of clarity down here with these currencies. But as soon as I read it and it was explained to me, I was like, oh, purple's earnable and the royal is the ones that you buy. I was like, oh, okay. That's like so many other stores out there. It is a little confusing, Techno, for sure. For sure. But I don't think the pricing structure here is any different than we've ever seen in any other game in existence. I don't. This is step in step with Halo's breakdown. The difference between this and Halo is there's a currency in here you can earn, and Halo's going to let you earn the currency in Season 2 on the Battle Pass. You can't earn a currency in Halo to buy any of their items. Yo, Patrick Meadows, becoming a member, hitting that join button. Enjoy the dope badge and emotes. You are dope and deserve dope stuff. Check the currency exchange. Yeah, currency exchange. I can use my gold, okay? I can use my gold to buy the purple. Gold is also earned in-game. You earn the gold in-game, like silver, okay? So I can do that for that. So I can purchase gold. That's an in-game currency. So I can purchase gold with my white crystals. And then I could turn around and I could buy the purple with that gold. Again, that is not something that you're going to find people coming in here and doing. It's not even promoted. It's not even promoted. It's just here if you want. If you're like, well, I got a bunch of excess gold. I need a little bit more purple. I'm going to use my excess gold. Oh, I don't have enough gold. Well, I'm going to use my royal crystals. Oh, I don't have enough royal crystals. I'm going to go buy royal crystals. That is so not directional. That's not one-to-one. There's like 8 steps between that and basically saying, oh yeah, you're buying currency in the game. And even then, when you buy the currency in the game, all you're doing, the items that you're actually buying aren't power. You're not buying a powerful item. You're not buying something that's going to give you an advantage in PvP. You're buying a material that can be earned, and so you're taking a shortcut on a material grind. That's it. So, at the end of the day, Hilly, even if I grant you that I can come over here, buy royal crystals, then go to the currency exchange, right, and use my royal crystals to buy gold, and then use that gold to buy purple crystals, and then come back here and use those purple crystals, even if I do all those things, the only things I'm buying with the purple crystals is materials that can be farmed anyway. I'm just taking a shortcut. So even if I grant all of those meticulous steps and points to spending real money to get those things, the items I can buy are not power. It's not pay to win. It's literally a shortcut on a material grind. That's it. You can literally spend cash to buy gold. Defend this game. Defend this how? What difference does it make? I don't understand. So you can buy these and then you can come over here and get gold. What's the problem with that? Gold is used in the auction house. What's the issue with me being able to do a currency exchange like that? Frank, what are you trying to send me, bro? Buying stuff in the store is nothing. Everyone will be the same power-wise. It's just the difference of time. The guy who paid money will be in the end game faster, but everyone will be the same. Gold is used to upgrade your gear. All right, Hilly. Gold is used to upgrade your gear. Okay, so I can either... Again, that's a shortcut, homie. That's a shortcut. I can either play the game, earn the gold, earn the mats, and level my gear, or I can pay money to take a shortcut. That, again, you're not buying power. You're not buying an advantage in PvP because there is no advantage in PvP. It's a shortcut. So it would be like saying, hey, you can upgrade your gun if you go farm 1,000 bits of iron. And you're like, okay, I don't want to do that. Oh, well, you can buy iron in the store. Well, how can I do that? Well, you can buy iron in the store with these purple crystals, which, by the way, the purple crystals are earnable. Or you can buy them with gold. Okay. Also, another in-game earnable currency. And you're like, okay, how much do I have? I don't have quite enough. So you can either go grind and get some, or you can use real money to take a shortcut. I don't see the issue with that. Yeah, and here we go. Abyssal dungeons grant you, once you get to like a tier 3 regular abyssal dungeon, you get a total of 2,400 gold whenever you're done. If you do a tier 3 hard, you get 7,000 gold. And there's 2 of them at tier 3 hard, 2 of them at tier 3 regular. There's animal abyssal dungeons that can give you smaller amounts of gold, 320 or 500. And there's 4 of the animal 1s and 5 of the animal 2s. Oh, Frank, I already found those. Thanks for finding the currency exchange on Halo. I found that on Google. I just kept finding ones that were other currencies. I was like, what the frick? You're assuming it's a shortcut to be top tier. You have to or have no life. I fundamentally don't have a problem with somebody paying to take a shortcut, Epic X. I don't. You're welcome to take an issue with it, but I'm not convinced. I have not been persuaded that that's a problem. For somebody to say, I don't want to grind that currency, I'm going to go buy it. I'm going to be Johnny Credit Card, I'm going to swipe my credit card, and I'm going to buy a junk ton of crystals so that I can get this material and gold now because I don't feel like grinding. I have zero problem with somebody doing that. You're literally spending money to play the game less, and that is 100% their prerogative. I don't have any problem with that. Now, the only time I have a problem with this is when I call it the art of the squeeze. When they squeeze the player and they squeeze the natural progression systems to make them so absurd that you literally feel like you cannot progress without spending money. I haven't heard a single person who has played this game at length say that that's a reality that exists. Nobody has said that. Well, they could always change it later. Okay, it's a free-to-play game, so there's a delicate balance of player trust and balance. Like, they can't just suddenly do that. Well, yeah, we just suddenly decided to gut the endgame progression rates, drop rates, currency earn rates, and leveling. So, yeah, you're all going to feel like you need to go spend money. 80% of the items in this dadgum store are cosmetic. That's where most of their money is going to come from. Look at how cheap, okay? Look at how cheap these items are, okay? Look how cheap they are, 20, 30, 20, and 5. Okay, look how cheap they are. You really think this is where they're going to get the bulk of their money? No! They're going to get the bulk of their money on this. That's where the bulk of their money is going to come from. The idea that they're going to boil the frog that slowly, 20 and 30 crystal-priced items, that's the inroad? They don't need to. You're going to be able to make your character look like she's ready for the Victoria's Secret runway. That's where they're going to make all their dadgum money. They're not going to be making their money on these dinky little 20 and 30 purchases up here. Give me a break. They're going to be making money on this stuff, on the skins and the mounts and the pets and stuff. Yeah, none of this matters in PvP because they equalize your gear in PvP. You also don't lose your characters or progress after 3 to 4 months, so you can just do a couple of hours a weekend or take the long road. Yeah, they make it faster on your second and third alt character, so if you make one character and then you make a second and a third character, they allow that to go pretty quickly. I agree with Lono. I guarantee a majority of the store money will be made on cosmetics. You can tell by how many cosmetics there are versus the other items. You can tell. You can literally tell what they're focused on. Like, her store over here rotates, and it's like, everything here is super cheap. 20, 30, and 20. And I already have 10. I barely played. Nick says, imagine people complaining about an MMO that doesn't have a monthly subscription. Well, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that because the game is free and has no monthly subscription, that it can't make mistakes with its micro spending. I'm not going to pretend that that's the case. No. No, they certainly can make mistakes. They certainly could do things that are bad and are wrong, and I'll call them on it if they do. I am not seeing even a whiff or a hint of anything problematic about this store. I don't see a single thing that's bad. I don't see a single thing that's like predatory, corrupt, or misleading or tricking people. By the way, if you're new to the stream, you will notice I'm safe for work. I may get fired up and get passionate, but I keep it safe for work. A lot of people subscribe to the channel and they treat me like video game radio. So be sure to hit subscribe and the bell button if you haven't already. Subscribing enables you to talk in my chat. It's also free. People throw me on in the background of their day and just listen like it's almost like a podcast or a radio show. Because I'm safe for work, they can do that in confidence as well as you. We are looking at the Lost Ark store and asking the question, is Lost Ark pay to win? I'm not finding any evidence at all that it is pay to win. And we're asking with the poll at the top of the chat, which is almost at 600 votes, Lost Ark store, have you spent real money or would you spend real money in this store? I can see those shortcuts you mentioned being called pay to win, but it's far from gotcha. Work and lurk for the win, that's right. Regardless of gacha or pay-to-win status, it's another free-to-play, microtransaction-riddled dumpster inferno that I will never touch. So you think this is a microtransaction-riddled inferno as they're selling some skins and some mounts. You understand, like, I've not spent any money in there, and I'm having a great time. I have a little kitty cat. Now, okay, with respect, I need to be transparent here. The kitty cat and me looking awesome like that is something that was given to me. So let's do this. Skins and virtues. Okay. So this is what I look like without the platinum pack, okay? And I still think I look awesome even without those items. So right now, without spending a dime, ignore the cat, I'd have like a rabbit instead. This is what my character looks like in the game. He looks dope. I've been having a blast. He's been getting loot. He's been getting stuff. I got a horse. I got all this stuff. Now, yes, I was provided with a platinum founders pack that came with all of the, this cool looking stuff. Okay, so sure, I look cooler because of the founder pack, but I don't need the founder pack to look cool or to play or to have lots of great stuff. Is it playable now? It'll be, they gave everyone that cat? Oh, really? Well, there you go. They gave everyone the cat. So, in essence, like, the idea that this game is, like, riddled with microtransactions isn't even, like, that's not even remotely true. Objection subjective? No, I disagree. I think your opinion can actually be wrong. I think I can measure the game mathematically and objectively and say, here are the number of cosmetic items, right? Here's the number of items in the store. Here's all the stuff I've been able to get just by playing by myself. Forget all this stuff because it came with the platinum. But the loot that I'm currently wearing on my character, if I go to my character profile, right, and I go to gear, right, all this gear is just stuff I've earned in the game, the stuff I'm carrying, the stuff that makes me powerful. Okay, the questing that I've been doing, the progression of my character is all stuff I've done completely free. It's not riddled with microtransactions. This is like the most moderate microtransaction store I think I've ever seen. You boot it up, you can buy some card packs, which people are telling me aren't worth it. You can buy some mounts, and you can buy some skins. And this stuff down here, this functional stuff, you get so much stuff just raining on you from playing the game. I feel no draw to spend any money on any of this. Can't believe people are fighting the system. It seems fair. It's a free-to-play game. Lono's a ginger at heart. I couldn't get a brown hair color. The way that you do your hair color is stupid in this game. Like, it's like I couldn't just click brown. How close can you get with the FOV in combat? You can get this close if you want. I don't think you want to though. Yeah, I'll be playing this afternoon. You wouldn't want to. Like, imagine that this chick on a horse was some boss, and I needed to drop a meteorite on her. I can't even freaking see her when I come in this close. You know what I mean? I can't even see her. Thinking about it, walking to my daughter's school, gotcha light in my mind. You would have to indicate, though, Hilly, where are the random items? Where are they? Gotcha items are random, needed for progression. There are items you literally cannot get unless you spend money in a gotcha game. There's not even a single whisper of gotcha here. Isn't there a store in a tower somewhere with a blue chick that sells nothing but cosmetics and currency boosters? Yeah, do you play that game? There's some chests you can buy off the store that give you consumable boosts, I think. I'm not high level to the point I'd use them yet, so I don't know how valuable they are. Get brown by changing the brightness. Yeah, I was trying that, and it ended up making my beard look terrible. Can I adjust what I look like now, or is it it's probably too late, right? We have aura and cards day one. Yeah, and You have not shown that the aura gives a boost to the player's progression, because it doesn't, okay? These are in-game conveniences, so you can't reference the aura as being relative to gacha. It isn't. Gacha are items that can only be purchased through the gacha, and they're RNG. This is an optional convenience. Essentially, it's like the ESO subscription, like the crafting bag. This is more comparable to ESO's crafting bag and their monthly crown subscription than gacha. This has nothing in common with gacha. And the cards, again, that's just a fundamental misunderstanding of what they are. The cards cannot be purchased with real money. It's an in-game currency that is used on them, and they offer a moderate amount of like stat bonuses. Again, not a boost, not a progression uptick, and cannot be purchased with real money. Now, you could indirectly go through 4 steps if you wanted to buy this, because it's 120, which is nothing. That's like, I think that's like $3 in real money. But again, you got to go through 3 to 4 steps of currency exchange to even buy the card with real money. Again, this is not even close to being gacha. To claim gacha, you have to show the game full stops your progression and then requires you to pay to continue. Don't confuse gacha with heavily monetized. Even saying this is heavily monetized, I think, is a misrepresentation, because they're cosmetic items. Everything that costs real money in this store is a cosmetic, right? Used to expand your number of character slots. Oh, for frick's sake, who's going to do that this early? $8 for that. I don't know why anybody... That's a lot of dadgum characters. At that point. Hard stop, don't pass go, normal progression for the day of the week until you spend money. If you're into this kind of game, this one honestly seems like a dream come true as far as a fair store. I'd like a WoW or another big MMORPG player to weigh in. Do we have anyone in the end game? Yeah, Jay Westlow could weigh in if he's still here. He's played the game quite a bit. He could tell you, again, you weren't here, Hilly, when I said this. Let me move my camera. If you look at the prices of the items over here, because this is an in-game currency, okay, in-game earnable, 20, 30, 25, 23, and 15. They're all very low in price, okay? It's more expensive to use the in-game currency on cosmetics. $540 for one pet, okay? So this over here, if you're going to try and say that this is like a gacha game, number one, it's incredibly cheap with respect to the in-game currency. Even if somebody went through all the steps of using real money to buy royal crystals, to go currency exchange, to then purchase gold with the real crystals, to then use the gold to buy the purple crystals, okay? Right now, I can buy 95 with my in-game gold that I earned. Keep that in mind, by the way. I can come in here with my in-game earned gold and I can buy 95, which means I could basically buy for almost most of the items here already. 40, 75, 75, and the 15's 90. I could buy all but one item here with the in-game gold I've already earned, spending $0. So again, I don't see this as being them trying to make you spend money to speed up your end-game progression, because this is not a purchasable item with real money. You've got to take a bunch of steps to do that. Halo's heavily monetized. This seems pretty similar. I wouldn't call it gacha, though. A $5 tip for mobile pros. I only know this game is an MMO, but it looks like Diablo to me. Could you give a quick sales pitch on what the game is? So, yeah, it's going to have similarities to Diablo, but those similarities end pretty quickly. You know, being like dungeon crawler abilities based, sure, it's like Diablo in that sense, but it is not like Diablo in the sense that the combat's pretty. I think it's a little bit more complex than Diablo because of the nature of it being like an MMO. You've got all these different abilities. If you go to your what do we use this for? A platinum coin that was very rare, even in the time it was used for currency, used to obtain 20,000 silver. Oh, well, I got a bunch of my silver back. Okay, cool. Where is my... Okay, here, combat skills. Yeah, like if you come in here and you look at the combat skills and the depth and everything that you can get, the number of them, and then the depth of taking them to a 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3 by investing like 48 points, okay, in just this one here, all right? It's way, way more elaborate than Diablo. So if you like playing Diablo mouse and keyboard, if you like Diablo in general, you would probably have an inroad to enjoy this game, but it's going to be a little bit more complex than Diablo, if that makes sense. Let me pull the store back up. And let me get the next stream scheduled. There's an argument for how this is actually pay to lose, says Jay Westlow. Stoops is a WoW veteran who has switched to maining this game and has detailed why he likes it better than WoW. And he says WoW monetization is worse. Quite literally. I love these discussions. Yeah, it's a good discussion. Like, I don't expect everybody to see eye to eye. You guys know me. If I sniff out crap, I call it crap. I do not sit and defend a game just because I'm playing it or enjoying it. I was playing and enjoying Halo, but I wasn't going to sit there and pretend that their microtransaction store wasn't freaking abysmal, and they're slowly making it better, and they're going to let you do, some currency earn, in the next season's battle pass. Sure, that's great, but I don't see any evidence of gacha. I don't see any evidence of pay to win. I don't see any evidence of like, oh, this feels predatory or whatever. I don't see any evidence of that here. I see mostly cosmetic items. I see an in-game currency. I see an in-game currency that can be used for end game stuff if you want to hone your stuff quicker. But again, that currency is earnable in game, so I don't see the items behind me in Mari's store. I don't see them as even being directly driven as a purchase. It doesn't seem to be the thing they're trying to sell you. If they want you spending real money, the things they're putting in front of you to spend real money on are the mounts and the cosmetic items, the skins and stuff. I don't enjoy the combat. I much prefer Diablo or even WoW. I mean, I don't know. I really, really like the combat in this game. I thought it was going to take a while to grow on me, but I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. I think the artillerist is like really, really fun. Okay, customization for redirect. There we go. Well, YouTube decided to behave itself today. We can conclude this is a gacha, pay-to-win game riddled with microtransactions. What about the character tier 3 box? Character tier 3 box. Where is that? Let you change your character's appearance. Oh, I can do that for $8. Tier 3 box. Can you tell me where that is? Oh, down here? A chest that this thing, tier 3 item level reward. A chest that grants crystals whenever you reach a certain item level. Contains a total of 2,600 crystals. The items you can buy. How many of those things would you need daily if you're an endgame player? If it's not many, then it's fine. If you would need to spend hours grinding them, then that's different. Yeah, I don't know what the earn rate is of the currencies behind me that she's selling that you use to like hone your stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the earn rate is of like, what are you bypassing by coming in here and spending this? Right? Also, when you're running the end game and you're running abyssal dungeons and raids and stuff, how much of this purple currency are you earning to begin with? Like, are you going to have a bunch to come in here and blow anyway? Can you filter the shop by highest price? No. I can filter by class. I can filter latest and popular. When I go to mounts, I can do... There are limits per day in the end game. They do limit your activities, yes, so you can't just run the same activity 18 times a day. They do. There are activities in the end game that they limit, but one of the reasons they let you alt your characters, like create alt characters and level up very quickly, is for that reason. It's mainly supposed to drive you to create alt characters to be more heavily invested, rather than like, oh, they're going to limit you so you spend money. The option to create alts is that's why they give you that. It's like, oh, well, you can just create an alt, quickly use the power pass, get them leveled up, and start running in-game content with them as well to earn stuff, to funnel it all to like one character. So functional stuff, special dye, and this is allowing you to skin color, change your cosmetics. So every single one of these ones that looks like a potion, that's a dye. And then the Fion, that's a currency used by adventurers when they're trading or bidding on an auction. So again, this is only purchasable with in-game currency. I don't understand. So you use this only when you're trading or bidding in an auction. So you would use this in the auction house, I guess. What's this? Okay, so this is just the following items. It's just a bunch of dye. This is Leap's Essence and a minor life energy potion. So life energy is when you're fishing or hunting. So it seems that's what this green stuff's related to. So you can do it quicker. Again, this isn't something while you're fighting. This is like increasing, I guess, like fishing and hunting efficiency. Character customization, so I can change my character's appearance. Here's what a Leap Essence does. Increases life energy consumption to 3,000. Tool durability loss. Doubles trade skill XP and trade skill materials gained. So if you're doing the trading, the fishing, the hunting, the gathering, this is going to make you more efficient at that. So that's not a direct boost to your power, your character level, or any of that. This is that stuff you're going to be probably doing for the stronghold. I think that's when you're doing most of that is for the stronghold. I could be wrong. We already looked at all the dyes. I can change my guild name. Instantly completes Una tasks daily quests that were previously finished. This item is consumed instead of money upon instantly completing the Una's tasks. I don't know what that is. Phoenix plumes, a magical feather that brings the dead back to life. Okay, so these are how you resurrect in the game. Sold for the in-game currency. So, I mean, I guess that's a function. I don't think that's direct power, though. Obviously, if you start running low on them, those are helpful when you're running hard content. Adding a new character slot and changing your name. You can buy the currency that you can use to bid with in the auction house. Did I hear that right? Yeah, but you use the in-game currency to do it. Boost detected. How is that a boost? You can assert that it's a boost, argue that it's a boost. How is that a boost? The feathers are to revive on the spot when you die. You get 10 of them for 90. Oh, you guys can't see. I'm in the way again. Yeah, the feathers. You can get 10 of them for 90, or 800 of it gets you the 100 of them. Auction house is also region wide. It's not server base. This is a cool game, but I would rather have spent $70 than be baited into the store. How are you baited into the store? Again, asserting that it baits you into the store is one thing. Argue how it does. Have you played it? Do you even understand most of the stuff that's in here and what it would do to your game experience? How is the game baiting you into the store? Argue the point. How? Buying currency in real game money for the auction house seems kind of pay to win. Imagine if they do that in New World. You can also buy in-game currency with real money, right? No, you cannot. Not directly. You have to do... So if you want to get the in-game currency needed to buy this thing here, a Fion, okay? Let's say you're wanting to go auction house crazy, and 850 of the in-game currency gets you 100 of these things, okay? You have to buy royal crystals, and then after you buy the royal crystals, you have to go currency exchange and turn in the royal crystals for gold. And then after you're done doing that, you can then buy the purple crystals with the gold. And then come back here and say, now I have plenty of purple crystals, so I'm going to buy these Fions. It's not a direct, it's not even an incentivized thing. They don't even tell you to do that or walk you through how to do that. It's actually pretty obscure from vision that you can even do that. You can use real money to buy some in-game currency, which then you can use to buy gear at the auction house. I'm lurking, so I'm missing things. In a very tangential way, you could spend real money to buy royal crystals to turn into gold, to turn into purple crystals, to then turn and use on a Fion, and then the Fion can be used in the auction house for trading or bidding. In the auction house, you can buy items such as tomes for engraving for endgame, but it's also like any other auction house from any other game. There's a couple of steps, but I bet whales are going to do it to boost their gear. Okay, but again, Abe, if they do that to boost their gear, at worst, it's a shortcut. They cannot get an advantage in PvP. PvP, all things are equalized. So they do not incentivize you to go through those 3 or 4 steps so you're more powerful than other players. It's literally a way to not play. Like it would be somebody actively going through those 3 and 4 steps to not play the game. You get a bunch of the store stuff from your Adventurous Tome completion. If somebody wants to do that and bypass grinding for materials, bypass grinding for loot, I just don't care. If it gave you PvP benefits, we would be having a completely different discussion. We would be having a totally different discussion because Johnny Credit Card would be having his way with you in the PvP environment, and then you would feel motivated to spend money. It looks like I'm like in the store. Here we go. Yeah, you can buy me. You can buy me in Mari's shop for crystals. It's pay to short and grind. That's it. Others paying will not affect you negatively in any way. I didn't know that part about PvP. It's slightly pay to win, but I got no issue with it if that's the case. Unless you can buy gear that you cannot get from in-game plays, it's no problem to me. Well, it depends on what's being sold in the auction house. Somebody could certainly go to the auction house and buy something that they didn't quote-unquote earn. As of right now, the store is good. It is pay to get ahead, but since it doesn't affect PvP, does the store really matter? Right, like, let's imagine... I'll give you Tree Fitty, right? Let's imagine in... I'm trying to think of a game where... like, I don't know. Most games... Your power affects PvP, so it's so hard to relate it to other games, right? Like if in Destiny you could spend money to avoid a grind and buy guns from an auction house with real money, even if it was like this. If it was like 3 or 4 steps, spend the real money to buy this, then use this to buy this, then buy this, then buy this, and then buy a really great gun in the auction house, like a god roll. That would be problematic. Why? Because that god roll is going to have a huge effect in PvP. New World. If you could have used real world money to get your character maxed out, endgame ready, smashing people, getting really strong, and then flagging for PvP and griefing and beating people up because you're stronger than them because there's a power level differential, that would be a problem, right? Because you literally spent money to bypass all that grind and you spent money for power. But as soon as Lost Ark says... we're equalizing all gear in PvP, that's the end of the discussion. The discussion is over at that point. That's somebody spending money to not play. You're just bypassing the game and buying the currency or buying the loot. And if that's what you want to do with your money, that's your prerogative. I don't freaking care. I've never cared about that. I am being consistent in my position. I've always said, if somebody wants to spend money to not play a game, well, I don't care about that. Why do I care about that? Doesn't matter to me. They're not affecting my gameplay. Homie, I'm running around, questing, beating things up, shooting things, getting loot, having a ball. I don't care if Johnny Credit Card spent the first 2 weeks, dumping hundreds of dollars in the game to get all the best stuff and to get all the levels done quickly and to get all the best gear. I don't care if he did that. I would never do that. You just spent money to play the game less than the average person. Hearing the background, I think I heard you say it doesn't help you in PvP 4 or 5 times. I don't have an issue if it's just cosmetic. I need help. I chose move with right click, attack with left click accidentally. Is there a way to change that? Yeah, that would be in your that would be in your settings. You would hit the escape button and you would click on settings, and then you would go to accessibility, I think. Is this it? No. Hang on. Controls and display under gameplay. Is this it? Is this where they do it? Where do you do this? Quick slot settings, combat settings. Oh, I'm trying to help you and I am failing miserably. Hotkeys, basic controls. Move, pick up, and attack is locked. How does he change this? It's locked. I can't change these. Is there a way to say How does he adjust that? We need 20 more likes for 300. Button below it? Attack with right click. Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go. If you uncheck that box, it'll flip it. See? See how it's flipping? That's what you're looking for. Settings, hotkeys, basic controls, and then if you check or uncheck this box, it'll swap move and attack. There you go. Thank you, chat. That's not super clear at all. I'm like, oh, can I change this? No, I can't. Down here is how you change it. I wouldn't call that very intuitive, but there we go. We figured it out. Enda's like, dude, just check the box. If you are trying to get into our guild, you will need to let me know what your name is. I don't know who Halana, Chuckus Maximus, Invito, Ryoku, Hanslow, and Jude Law. I don't know who those people are, so you would need to let us know. We would really appreciate it if you do get in the guild and get involved to become a member on the channel. $5 a month. It gets you increased access in the Discord. It's not required, but we would greatly appreciate that. The work we put into these shows and the organization and the Discord and all that is something that we spend an awful lot of time. Oh, you're Ryoko Siege? All right, hang on. Let me get you in here. Guild. Ryoku. There we go. Jerry Main is I'm in Vito. Okay, got you, Jerry Main. Got you in. You look old enough to know who Jude Law is. I know who Jude Law the actor is. I don't know who Jude Law the player is. I don't think he hangs out here. When you say gear doesn't affect PvP, are you saying power level of the gear or the perks doesn't work? Gear is equalized. Right? Gear is equalized in the thing. Only accepting members? No, that's not true. I'm not only accepting members. I accepted 2 people this morning that aren't paying members. I said, it's not required. We would appreciate it if you become a member. If you join the guild and you benefit from our Discord and our organization, we would appreciate you becoming a member. But I didn't say that. Either learn to listen or don't put words in my mouth. You'll get along with me and everybody here a lot better by doing that. If you're a whale, your gear to shortcut your item level to be able to access deep endgame activities. What happens to those people is they don't have the proper builds, engravings, skill gems, and the experience to be able to clear that content anyway. And then they're stuck. And the only way they can progress is content that they can't clear. So the only thing they can do is grind old content to catch up and spend more. This channel's pay to win. It has a subscribe button. Can I join the guild? I play in Europe servers. No, our guild is in a North American Eastern server called Carta. I thought we were primarily getting core audience members today. We are mostly getting suggest and search. So lots of new people today. Sadly, not a lot of subs though. So that is odd for new game coverage and covering something like the store. That is extremely odd. So not sure why the core audience is choosing to not engage and why the new people are choosing to not sub. We are hoping to funnel a ton of people into the guild and really have a go at this game. We did that with New World for about a month and we had a great time. Really, the only reason we had a decline in our New World coverage was because we just ran out of stuff to do, and the endgame had all kinds of issues. So, you're playing Dying Light? No, I'm looking at the numbers. You're here. I am. I'm disappointed in the core audience today. I'm like, what? Where is everybody? Like, what are y'all doing? We'll see. Core audience has got to. They got to step up to the plate, man. You guys have got to step up to the plate. My concern is that we have largely built since I think December on gaming news, which I love covering gaming news. I feel better in this scene anyway. And the concern is people are like, oh, he's covering Lost Ark. No, I want gaming news, which is not a problem. It's not a problem. But when I see a sharp decline just on the second day of coverage and the core audience showing up, I'm just being honest with you. If we had large core audience tuning in and slow on new people tuning in, I wouldn't be concerned at all. The new people want to see gameplay and they're not something for the storefront. I don't care about that, Abe, as much as I do the core audience. We niched down into MMORPG with New World, and then we spent December and January largely doing news coverage. So, I don't know. We'll see. Core audience is playing the game? Doubt. That didn't happen when we covered Destiny. It didn't happen when we covered New World. The core audience showed up anyway. I'm telling you, when the core audience communicates something is not in demand, we will make adjustments. So we're going to cover this game this week, and then we're going to analyze. I will not commit and cover something if the core audience just shrugs at it. I won't do it. There's plenty of other things to cover and talk about. There's Elden Ring news. There's Horizon Forbidden West. There's other gaming things happening. There's other reveals happening. There's all kind of things going on. So I've never been too stubborn to say message received. So I even watched the Viking game coverage. I only skip out on Horizon Forbidden West. No. I'm not disappointed in chat, MJ. If you're here, I'm not talking about you. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're actually here, I'm not talking about you. I can see a sharp decline in the number of people that are subbed, saw today's stream, and didn't click. They're like, no. They did not come in and hang out. It's the second day, so we'll see. The game officially launches on Friday, so maybe that'll change. Once you can play as a non-founder, maybe it'll change people's attitude. I don't know. It's not about the folks that are here. It's about the folks that are not clicking. Which one of the core audience is not here? Raise your hand. Yeah. I don't get bogged down. In like the metrics anymore. I look at it. I analyze it. I'm like, okay, what's the barometer? What's the interest? We did that with Dying Light. We were kind of blown away at the Dying Light coverage, like how many people tuned in. But again, I think it's because people like the news. They like the gaming news. We had to put up with the New World coverage, and I said the game was broken from the start. I feel this game has more legs, so it should be worth covering. I like this game a lot more than I thought, so I might take it more personal if people are like, yeah, no, because I'm really enjoying the game. I'll take it a little bit more personal, be like, well, dadgummit, okay, I guess we won't play it. I guess we won't cover it. You know what I mean? If you need help maintaining the guild, I can help out. I've been investing. I promoted you, Silent Warrior. I promoted Sven, and I promoted Creature, but it told me that it takes 2 days to update or whatever. So you should be able to have, like, you guys should be able to help get people in like less than 2 days time or whatever. How dare they not click? We're dope and deserve the click. I've learned not to take it personal. When you're growing a channel and you cover a brand new game on the second day that it's out, and instead of getting like 80% of your views from your core audience, you're getting like a 50 or a 60, I'm like, okay, message received. And we will analyze it tomorrow. We'll analyze it on Friday when the game officially launches. If I get it the next week and the core audience is saying we're not interested, we'll have to consider that. We'll have to look at how often do we boot the game up? Like, is there a way to play this game in a more casual way? Is there a way to do, you know, a day of the week like we do with From Friday? Is that possible? When I'm getting stronger responses from covering news, then again, that's both exciting and informative. We craft the show around what you like, how people respond. We've always done it that way. That's why in December and January we went to Double Talk Show. We got such a positive response to Double Talk Show, we started doing Double Talk Show. Is your main viewer on console? I don't think that's related. Because we've covered plenty of games that are all across the spectrum of platform. So, yep. I think this game's big. I think it's massive. I think it has a lot of potential. I do. But I was concerned from the get-go about the fact that it's another game that's interwoven with the purple platform for drops. So it wouldn't shock me in the least if a bunch of people bailed today so they could go get drops on the other platform. Same thing happened with New World. So we'll just have to play it by ear. Best survival game? I've not even heard of Scum. What kind of a game is that? I've not heard of that game. Yo, see you, Jay Westlow. It's because we Dutchies are blocked from the game? I don't think that's that either. I don't think it's a regional thing. Most of our audience is Western. So I'm just calling it as I see it. We got stronger response to Ghostwire gameplay breakdown. We got stronger response to Sony getting into live service games. We got stronger response to Tiny Tina Wonderlands. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at, like, when we go big spectrum gaming news coverage, we've been getting amazing response. This friggin' game is massively popular, just came out yesterday, and the core audience said not interested. So we'll see. They said the same thing yesterday. And we attributed it to the technical issues yesterday. We said, well, maybe it was the technical issues. We haven't had any technical issues today. And the core audience said the same thing. So we'll see. If we can get some new people in the guild too, we've gotten... I might have another request here. Well, how many members are we at? We're 18 members on the guild. And I don't know who this is. Born's Dog? I don't know who that is. Don't have to be able to get drops, just open another tab. Yeah. Half my followed channels are playing it and have drops. I don't know who this is. If you pick a name that's different than your username in the YouTube chat or the Discord, I need to know. My name will be some variation of Hex. Yeah. I was met with the topic today. I like more open-ended topics that spark the discussions and back and forths. I thought we had a great discussion today. That wasn't the problem at all. The discussion was spicy. I blinked and 2 hours went by. I had a perfectly fine time this morning. I had a blast. When I get to debate something and I blink and 2 hours have gone by, that's a good thing. When I look on the back end and the core audience, we've grown this channel, you know, the sub count has grown significantly. We've doubled the sub count since we came over here. And when the core audience says not interested, I write that down in my brain. I'm like, okay. Okay. I'm not going to bludgeon the channel with something. You know, like, you're going to hear me talk about Lost Ark whether you like it or not. No, Sven, I haven't had a chance. You guys should know. Don't even do that day of. Don't do that. There's no freaking way. Like, what do you think I'm doing? When would I? When would I have time? You guys have got to stop doing that. Stop coming in day of and asking about that. You guys have got to stop doing that. I'm never going to say yes. And even if I do say yes, I'm going to immediately be like, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. You're going to ruin it for somebody else. I got to ask you guys, you regulars, to stop doing that. Do not come in and ask about stuff like that, because all you're going to do is open up chat to it. People just like new hot news. Don't confuse today was bad with I don't know if this is good long term. Yeah, I'm not saying it was bad. Today was fine and fun, but we've doubled the sub count since we came here in September, and the subs that have been clicking don't care about this game, or they don't right now. We'll see. Maybe Friday will change things. Maybe because you can't play for free until Friday, a large portion are like, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's free to play on Friday. So I was apprehensive from the get-go. And when we played the beta, the response was so positive, I was like, oh my gosh, this could be a great game to grind. There's dailies, there's raids, there's dungeons, the content loop is super fun, right? So, Creature was like, don't get spooked. And I'm like, I'm not spooked. But again, when the core audience says not interested, I have to take that under advisement. You know what I mean? I have to take that under advisement. We were very pleased with when we played the beta. I was running every day with folks. I had homies like Silent Warrior. I had Wheezy was playing. I think Manny was playing back then. We had a variety of folks jumping in every day. And so, yeah, the Steam charts were really impressive yesterday. That's just founders numbers, right? Make content for 400 people or make content for 4 million. Easy choice. Well, yeah. MMOs are huge. MMOs are popular, but I'm not going to niche down I'm not going to niche down in a game that hurts us. I won't do it. That's why I walked away from New World. It was hurting us. I'm excited for Forbidden West and Elden Ring to come out. You'll be playing it when it's free? Yeah, the early access thing, the founders numbers on Steam charts, I found really encouraging. I was like 500 and something thousand was the peak. That's just founders. That's not people that, like, Friday is going to even change, I think, the numbers. I think the numbers on Friday for Steam charts are going to skyrocket even higher because it's going to be 100% free. 100% free on Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised that they would, if they saw a giant jump on Friday because of the free to play. 406,000 players right now. Yeah, and the crazy thing about yesterday was the problems that we had. The problems that we had, it wasn't the Lost Ark servers. It was Steam. Right? It was Steam that had the issue. Not being on consoles put my interest at 0, sadly. Can't play, no interest. Well, and with the full controller support, a lot of people have thought, I think at least, it'll get the Black Desert Online treatment, you know? It'll get the Black Desert Online treatment. Like a year later, you know, it'll maybe get bumped to console. Because, you know, Final Fantasy's proven that you can bump to console, and if you got controller support, then you're good to go. Hang on. Another community guild here. I don't know why it's alerting me, and then I come in here and I don't see anything. But if it was on console, I'd definitely be playing it. My toaster could run this game. Yeah, somebody was asking yesterday, like, minimum requirements. Like, it's extremely easy to run this game. Extremely easy. There's talks of WoW going to Game Pass, which would hint at console support. I went so far as to beg my sister for her gaming laptop so I could give this game a try. This game is fun as a solo sorceress. It can be tough, but for me, that makes it fun. I want to try this on Stream Deck or Steam Deck. Try and convince Snow to download it. Does she play games like this? Because I mean, it's got so many different classes to choose from. It'd be easy for somebody to find, you know, a class that they like. I would think. We cover and have covered Sony games that I can't play, and I still care about the news on these. It's part of how the market works. We can't always talk about games that everyone can play. Well, and that's the thing, Arch. I was like extremely excited. Like the last couple times we covered Sony stuff, traditionally, Creature will tell you, traditionally, anytime we covered Sony topics, we got crushed because we had such an Xbox audience. We had such a big Xbox audience. And lately, we can cover Halo, and the next day we can cover Horizon Forbidden West with virtually the same results. And with the From Software coverage, Elden Ring coverage, we're seeing similar results. Like, man, everybody just tunes in. So when I look at today's results, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I look at yesterday, and I'm like, well, that's interesting too. Like, the people that are subbed to this channel they don't care about, they're not interested in this game. Now, yesterday, we met plenty of brand new people, and that's important too. So sometimes we're going to do that, right? We're going to be like, hey, we're going to invest in this game. We're going to meet a bunch of new people, and we know a lot of you might not care, right? We did that with New World. We did the same thing with New World. Like, New World, we had a lot of people that were like, I can't play the game because it's PC, and they kind of checked out, and we knew that's okay. We're going to meet new people. So I think this game's going to face some dilemmas for us in that regard, because when you have, I don't even know, it was like 1 million viewers over on Purple White for drops. You know, that could be doing the same thing. You know what I mean? It took From Friday way longer than a week to take off. Yeah, because we were playing old, outdated games. This game just launched this week. It's not comparable at all. It took forever for From Friday to take off. Well, not for forever. It took a while for From Friday to take off for 2 reasons. Number one, we were playing old games, right? So we weren't playing anything that anybody's looking for. Like Dark Souls 3. Nobody was looking for Dark Souls 3. I mean, we met people that were looking for Dark Souls 3 because From Software people are kind of like committed, right? And then From Friday started taking off. Why? Relevancy. We had relevant things to cover. We had Elden Ring news. The biggest reason From Friday took off, it started taking off when? After the Elden Ring gameplay reveal that we covered. That's when it started taking off. So right now, this game should be gas in the tank. This game should be gas in the tank. Brand new game. We should be soaring, and we're not. I'm just taking mental notes. That's all I'm saying. And I know Creature's like, don't get this transparent. No, you better freaking believe I'm going to get this transparent. I am. So people know. People have got to understand. People got to understand. Are you going to look at Edge of Eternity? It's dropping tomorrow on everything. Free on Game Pass. I don't even know what that is. Edge of Eternity? Edge Eternity is a role-playing video game developed by Midgar Studio and published by Dear Villagers. It was released for Windows in June, and console ports are scheduled for 2022. So it launched last year in June, and they're bringing it over. They're porting it over. It looks like a JRPG. I don't really play those. Yeah, I don't know. It does not look like something. Aesthetically, it looks like those games I don't play. And it's a port, so ports struggle sometimes. Like, no one cares. They're like, that's an ancient game. Why are you playing this? Like, oh, it ported, and they're like, oh. In my experience, when an old game gets ported to console, it struggles because people only care about, does it run well? Cool. And then that's basically all they're interested in, because it's been out for too long. It is a JRPG from what I've heard. Yeah, it looks like a JRPG from the screenshots. So, and again, that's usually all people want to know, is they're like, how's it run? Is it a good port? And then as soon as they've got that information, like, they don't care. Like, it's really, really hard to do substantive coverage on like an old game that is just now coming to console. Does that make sense? It's weird because, like, it's almost like, because it's already been out for a long time, people have already made up their mind about it, and they're like, well, I just want to know, does the port run well? And then that's the only information I can generally give them. Not to mention it's a JRPG. I really have tried to get into JRPGs. I just can't friggin' do it. I really tried with a couple. There was one that was like I always forget the freaking name of it. It was enjoyable. It was the most accessible JRPG I'd played, and people were like, it's not really a JRPG. I'm like, well, maybe that's why I liked it. What was that one? Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus was one of probably the only JRPGs that I was like, okay, this is pretty good, right? If it's turn-based, oh golly. JRPG and turn-based are like the two things to tell me that's the quickest that's the quickest thing to get me to not play. I would more quickly play a rogue than turn-based or JRPG. Those are like the two things I loathe the most. I do not like turn-based, and I do not like JRPGs. Pretty sure that's not JRPG. I said that it looked like one aesthetically, so. All right, see ya, Abe. You love turn-based RPGs? The only turn-based game I have ever played that I found to be like us pretty good was Child of Light. It was Child of Light. Have you heard of Lost Soul Aside? It's a JRPG I want to play. No, I've not heard of it. Scarlet Nexus was the one game that turned me away due to the constant tutorial interruptions. I didn't feel like the interruptions happened all that much after like the first 20 or 30 minutes. If Lost Ark was turn-based, I'd have to go on a crusade to shut it down. No, I never played Final Fantasy Tactics, no. Play Octopath Traveler if you want good turn-based. I've had people say that Octopath's really good. No, I don't like XCOM. Nope. I tried to enjoy, what was it, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle? Couldn't get into it. It just drives me crazy. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. It's like if I wanted to play a board game, I'll go play Stratego with my kids. That's what I feel like I'm playing. I feel like I'm just playing a board game. Like, okay, you do this. Okay, now I do this. Okay, cool. Oh, I missed. I don't know why. I missed because it's a percentage chance to miss, right? Okay, now I take my turn. I don't know, man. I immediately fall asleep. I just immediately fall asleep. You take a shot. Now I take a shot. All right, now you run over behind this box. Okay, now I run over behind it. I'm not trying to yuck your yum if you like those games. I'm telling you, I fall asleep. I'm like, what in the world? What is this? XCOM is great, but I don't think Lono could do it. I've tried. I played XCOM, and I didn't like it. And then I played the Mario Rabbids, and I didn't like it. I cannot stand those games. I feel I'm bored out of my skull. It's turn-based it's turn-based on steroids. Everything is turn-based. Oh, I need to move 10 feet. Turn-based. I'm going to shoot. Turn-based. I'm going to do this. Turn-based. Like, you know what I mean? It's like every single thing. Every single thing is turn-based. The first JRPG that hooked me was a game class called, I think, Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. Such a cool game. I felt the same way about turn-based combat until I played Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yeah, Chris Tales. Was Chris Tales turn-based? I can't even remember. Chris Tales was so bad. Consider my yum yucked. If you like it, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't. I'm saying here's why I don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I fall asleep. I mentally check out. I have nothing to tether my brain to. The only way I like turn-based is if the story's amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Barrier tweets something about Horizon Forbidden West. Despite different lighting conditions, the retail version looks on par, if not better than the first trailer. No need to mention that many people thought the debut trailer was pre-rendered CGI. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. The final game does look better. The lighting and stuff looks more pristine in that screenshot. Where am I getting mentioned? Okay, in Vito. Gotcha. Okay. I'm just making sure we're not missing anybody else in the guild. Can we see it? No, I'm in the game. I need to take a quick break. We got to shift gears. We have to shift gears to gameplay. Give me a second. This morning went by really fast because we had a really good debate about the Lost Ark store and is it pay to win. We had a really good debate about that. So if you've clicked subscribe today and you've enjoyed the conversation, we're getting into gameplay in a moment. You can join our guild if you want to get in our Discord for organization and meeting people. Become a member to get an expanded experience in our Discord. We don't require that. It's free to subscribe, free to hit like. And also, if you do the paid membership, you get the badge, you get the emotes, and you get the stuff in the Discord. We're going to do everything we can to make this game work. We really want to take a crack at this game with respect to getting a guild going, having a ball, and we hope you guys enjoy the coverage and the gameplay. And don't worry, we will probably be doing a different talk show tomorrow. There's plenty of things to cover, but we will likely be doing more Lost Ark gameplay tomorrow afternoon as well, because we really want to make some progress here. So if you're looking for a server to join, North American East Carta. If you're looking for a guild to join, we are on North American East Carta with the name of the guild is Reforge Gaming, like the channel, and we already have 18 members. So get in, get involved, get working. I'll be right back. Yo, Detroit with a $20 tip as I step away. I was gone that long. $20 tip. I'm out for the next few weeks for vacation. I won't be on Lost Ark until the end of the month. The grind will be real when I get back. Have good shows. Keep it up. Thank you for the $20 tip. I was not... The timer must have jumped. I was not gone for 5 minutes. I literally went upstairs and came right back. How long was I gone? I swear the timer in the dashboard, it doesn't work right. It said I had 5 minutes, and now it says I have 30 seconds before we hit 3 hours. I wasn't gone for 5 minutes. It's done that to me before. I don't know what it is. I might need to refresh the browser before I take a break just to make sure. I swear to you, I wasn't gone that long. And what did I go upstairs to do and pass out? Did I lose time? How long was I gone, chat? Maybe a minute? I swear to you, it did that to me the other day. I was like, okay, I've got 6 minutes. I went upstairs, come back down in maybe 2 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like 6 minutes gone. I'm like, I wasn't gone for 6 minutes. It did that to me the other day. It's gotta be like the timer gets lagged or something, and then it refreshes itself. Felt fast today, but I was distracted. I'm going to go back and watch and see later how long I was gone. I was like, there's no way. I didn't even talk to anybody. I didn't even talk to anybody in my house. I literally walked through my house, used the restroom, washed my hands, come right back down. I didn't like, usually I ask the kids what they're doing and stuff, but I was like, okay, I got to hurry. I got 5 minutes. Freaking, I know for a fact that it said 5 when I went to leave. And the other day it did the same thing. It said 6, and I was like, and I came back down, and it says you have 45 seconds, and I was like, what? You travel through the shadow realm? I don't know. It's so bizarre when that happens. Like I said, it happened the other day. I was like, oh, I've got 6 minutes. We're good. And then I came down. I was like, what? Huh? Where did the time go? Where is this? Where's the stream? Why isn't it in the playlist? Today at noon? Didn't I put it in both? I swear I put it in both. Lost Ark news and gameplay. Okay, yeah. Let me get you the link to the next stream. YouTube's acting squirrely again. It's not putting it in the playlist. So I had to go and find it. YouTube's been acting real funky. I don't know what's going on. It's like my video isn't in the playlist, and it almost always puts it there. I do not understand what's happening. Okay, that's the link to where we're going. It should bring you with us. If it doesn't, you can use that link. I'll make an announcement in the Discord. Okay. I mean, we might as well do all the things, send the tweets and stuff. Usually I rush through this, but once we get past the 3 hour mark, like it doesn't freaking matter. It's too late. We like to keep the VODs under 3 hours, just because they're easier to consume. Where's the thing? Right there. Can I ask about the name change? Yeah, we've covered the name change. We've covered the name change multiple times. I didn't do an official announcement, but when we rebranded SNTR Presents to Split Screen, because SNTR Presents was basically a Destiny podcast that we weren't doing anymore, it just didn't make any sense to continue calling it that, right? And so it was like, well, SNTR Presents doesn't exist anymore because it was a Destiny podcast. The brand's name that SNTR was attached to is basically gone. And so it was like, let's put everything under a new under a new parent company. And I wanted the new parent company name to be meaningful to me. So we came up with Reforge, and I really liked it. So we just dropped SNTR because it didn't make any sense anymore, and we switched everything to Reforge. I wish I could set up my desk a little bit differently. I end up having to, like, reach for the freaking keyboard. I can't get close enough to the desk. You ever have a desk like that? It's like I can't get close enough. It's so uncomfortable.
May the gods bless you all.
Okay. All right, link in chat. It's pinned at the top. I'll be able to redirect you as well. Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. Going to continue our Lost Ark gameplay. Combat level 14. We're on a gunner artillerist. We do have our Discord set up to get people into the game and into the guild. So if you want to become a member on the channel, that's a great way to get plugged in. Hit subscribe and the bell button as well if you're looking for Lost Ark coverage, gameplay, guilds, and having a good time. We are a Safe for Work broadcast. We're going to continue grinding today. We might team up with some of the guild members, run some content and some dungeons. Let me bring everybody over on the redirect, ending the pre